Hello everybody and welcome back to Nodcry. We are by this random teleporter for a little bit of different scenery today, and also because we will be heading to a certain spot just north of this place in a short moment. I'm very tempted to take this Kuhenki. I imagine it will create a moon lane. Oh look, there was a whale! But I'm also a little worried that if I take the moon lane, it'll take me over there, which is not where I'm planning to go. I want to go that way. There it is, that island. Our plan today is this mysterious treasure hoarderly island right here. I am expecting treasure hoarders. I'm expecting to find our last proof of the cognoscenti. And we'll see how far we get into that today, because theoretically, we're supposed to do something with these 5 proofs of the cognoscenti, right? So, is it gonna happen on that island? Is it gonna happen somewhere else? Vega is now standing inside the rock. Let's not do that. So we'll see how it goes. Before we head over that way, let us do our housekeeping. We will read some letters today because I've been procrastinating too much. Let's do Collies, maybe? Sure. Okay. Peaceful days from Collie. Oh, hi, Collie.
I hope this letter finds you well. Master said that's a more proper way to start a letter. As for what's changed recently, I don't think much has. I still go on patrol with everyone like usual, and I'm still working hard on my studies at the academia. Oh, actually, I can finally start keeping a diary now. That counts as a change, right? The thing is, when I sit down and try to think of something worth writing about, nothing really special comes to mind. Samara has been really peaceful lately. The wind in the forest, the smell of herbs, the animals I run into along the patrol route, the parts of my books that I'm starting to understand little by little. They're all just normal, everyday things. Nothing out of the ordinary. But they make me happy. Sometimes I even catch myself thinking maybe all those bad days from before were just a nightmare. The back of my neck hasn't hurt in years now. So, I hope these peaceful days can keep going for a long, long time.
Oh my god! I'm so proud of her. Just immediately so proud of her. Look at this! She can start keeping a diary now. She must be feeling a lot more confident in her writing. You can tell she's feeling a lot stronger in her reading as well. Oh my god, and her neck hasn't hurt in years. That is fantastic, Collie! What a wonderful update. Oh my goodness. Desiccated shell. She has sent us. That's fascinating. That's fantastic, Collie. Oh, that was a good one. Happy birthday. I'm so happy for her. Collie has such an incredible story. I think it's, these guys with their lasers. Let's investigate, though. I think Collie's story in particular is an example of how expansive Genshin's story overall is. Because her story is definitely one that you don't really get the full experience of if you don't read the manga. Ooh, treasure chest, nice, let's get that. I'm still working on getting my exploration up so we can talk to the meeting point and get some stuff. You know what I'm trying to say, right? I need to get this chest, that's all I'm trying to say. Oh, it's a puzzle. What kind of puzzle? Ooh. Oh, wait, this is gonna be cool, isn't it? I need to be vertical. Can I switch in the middle? Oh, sick, I can. Never realized I could. Wait. Can I not hit these guys? I can. Okay, great. Alright, let's get more charges. This is cool. I really appreciate it, actually, because that means I don't have to switch in an archer. Boop. Hahaha, nice. Try to get them before they start moving. They started moving. Okay. Come back. There we go. Nice.
Is this an answer from this world?
So yeah, I'm always very glad that you guys recommended I read the manga, because Collie's story is just such a cool one. And I'm so happy for her that she's doing so well these days. Oh! Who's there? It better not be those Rataniki. Now's our chance. Let's take back ambushing Rataniki. Wait, there's... Oh, hey! Hey, buddy! Let me help you out with that. Good work, we've got our supplies back, and we couldn't have done it without your help. So that's what they took. Oh, look at that guy. He's floating. Don't hit a man while he's down. Or up, should I say? Ooh. They tried to leave and then they came right back.
Is this an answer from this world?
Hey, you just said that last time. They're fascinated by the wagon. Perhaps the wagon even was part of their supplies. That's cool. It feels very appropriate to find some treasure hoarders just south of our treasure hoarder island. Good luck with your supplies, guys. I feel like they keep trying to leave, but then every time I show up, they're like, oh, we need to look like we're working. And they come back. Okay, let's see. Let's get into this, I suppose. I don't think there's any more chests we'll stumble across. I think we got most of them last time we were here, actually. More eat a lot of materials. I'm already maxed out, but still. It is so exciting to see these materials that I've been wanting to collect for absolute ages. Just available on the open map. Really feels like we've accomplished something by coming this far. You are one of my favorite enemies, and you specifically are my favorite of those favorite enemies. Okay, let's do this. What am I doing again? I remember we read something and it said basically go to the top of the trees. O raven, king of all birds, felled in a net amidst the thorn bush, cunningly unfurled. I stand upon the hazel and the alder high to hear the birds sing for me loudly by. So yeah, we should go up, right? Let's talk to this thing first. Ooh! Oh! Here I was thinking we would need a key of some sort. We sure do need a key of some sort, don't we? That's a little concerning though, because if it wants me to turn in the cognoscentis here, that doesn't necessarily mean that I need to find a cognoscenti here. Oh, but right, top of the trees, let's go up. Oh my god! Oh, you have such a good long range, how impressive. I'll just keep moving and hopefully it won't be able to hit us. Top of the trees, it said alder was one of them. Wow, would you look at that? How fascinating. Did we use this already to get an Oculus at one point? We might have. I think we did. Oh dear. All my plans kind of fall through if there's no cognoscenti to collect here. This really feels like the place that should give you a world quest though, doesn't it? What's that over there? Puzzle, maybe. Okay, so let's see. It said alder. What was the other type of tree? One second, one last time. Let's read it. Oh, read it too quickly. Hazel and alder. Is that a hint, or I literally need to find hazel and or alder trees? Well, I found them. Alder and alder. And pine amber. I guess let's head over here. Let's check what this guy will reveal to us. If anything. And then this guy didn't take us anywhere. I think this was for that one Oculus that we already got. Oh. Okay. Okay, I feel pretty confident that if there is something to do here, we'll have to wait until we have the cognoscentis to do it. I'm not seeing anything else that we can activate or follow. Let's head over here. Maybe this puzzle is related? Possibly not, but like it's in the same vicinity, you know? Can I talk to you? Hi. Ooh, I can't. So this is a puzzle. Okay. I move the box. Jesus, that startled me. Voiced NPC, that's a good sign. Did I don't think I completed the puzzle, though. Feels like there's more to do. This rock is in the way. But then where exactly am I trying to put that thing? Anything back here? What? Well... I feel very stymied today. Wait, if I interact with this, does it fix your back? No, I think she's just doing that periodically. Oop! I moved to the box and nothing happened. That really feels like it's incomplete then. But I can't move these rocks. There's nowhere in particular that it's going. Can't pull it back from this side. Nothing on this side. What on earth? There must be some other condition we haven't met yet. She startles me every time she does that. Okay, let's put a marker down here. What on earth? Oh, I don't even know what to tag this. Question marks, I guess. I don't see anywhere else I could, like, put another part of this puzzle, you know? Can I interact with this at all? Oh, don't attack her! We moved the box out of the way, but there's nothing behind it, nowhere for it to go, so... Ah! What is happening today? There's a structure over there. There's a challenge off in the distance. Okay, let's see if we can find... Ooh. Oh, hello. Let's interact with these guys, I guess. My next thought is there anywhere else we just haven't explored? Oh, we helped that guy out once. I remember that guy. I saw an investigate over here, which is what caught my attention. Oh, there is something happening here. Interesting. Ooh, the spot up there. Okay, let's get up to that spot up there. And if there's nothing up there, then I want to open the map and see if we can find any world questy spot. I see a puzzle waiting to happen up here. Ooh. Oh, I remember this place. It's the place towards the gecko. Hey, buddy. How am I supposed to get that fellow out? This is giving me a headache. Is there anything I can do? Oh, a kind adventurer. What good timing. Here's the thing. There used to be a tunnel here that led north, but it collapsed recently after some sort of anomaly with the Kuvaki. Thankfully, no one was hurt, but a traveling merchant from overseas claims his companion is trapped inside. It's a sloth sheep he met and befriended around here. Stay in these parts long enough and you'll notice that sloth sheep usually follow people just to scatter the seeds they're carrying. But no matter how we explained it, that gentleman just wouldn't listen. He insisted we find a way to rescue it. To reconnect the path leading deeper into the cave, we'd have to use these intricate blooms. The problem is that I can't use the Frostmoon Scion's magic, and I don't have any Kuvaki devices strong enough for the job. Luckily you came by. If anyone can get that sloth sheep out of there, it would be an adventurer like you, right? I'll thank you on behalf of that gentleman. Okay, simple enough. Let's grab this. Feels like the first half. I'm seeing another plant over there. Can I pick it up from here? I can pick up this guy. Do we know how to get him to come to us once we're ready? I want that, though. I think if I activate that thing on the other side... That'll help me if I fall in, I'm guessing. I think I'm just gonna fly over. Because if I pick up this, I'm betting that'll do the second half of the path. Boop. Well, what do you know?
By everlasting flame!
Yikes! Oh, I'm out of range, that's why. Okay. I need to be, like, specifically right here. Okay. Great, that looks good to me. Come on, buddy, let's go. Please. Wrong one. No, it moved, didn't it? Darn it. Okay. Put it back, put it back. Right there. You're the one that I would like to follow me now, please. Let's go this way. Please don't charge me. Please don't fall off the sides of the path. There we go. Is this good? Wonderful. Ah! I knew you'd think of something. Sloth sheep can't live outside regions with Kuvaki. But at the very least, it might offer that gentleman a bit of comfort during his stay in Nodcry. I'll take my leave now. Here's a little something to show our gratitude. Wow. Oh, 2 chests. Nice.
A reward on the road.
So that marks the first time I've officially been hit by one of those sheep. Interestingly enough, no damage, actually. That's nice. Let's check out this area, see if there's anything else up here. I don't believe so. There's this thing for some reason. Maybe for the sloth sheep. But He was activated. We didn't need to reactivate him. I have no idea why that's there. Okay, let's pick it up. I'm curious. Nope, just a regular guy. And then if we go down, that should be towards the gecko's domain. Yeah, sure enough, right? Hey, buddy! Okay, well, let's find a world quest. So, let's teleport back to where we were. This is where we started. Back to square one. So this is definitely a very treasure hoarderly island. Is that where Reed Miller's legendary treasure is? The friends we made along the way. So, that's where we go once we have the proofs of the cognoscenti. Where have we investigated? We've investigated here. I haven't investigated much here. And you know what? I haven't much investigated the wing of Keres. Let's go check those places out. We'll start here because it's smaller. Less ground to cover. See a chest. I see a lot of chests immediately. That's fantastic. I actually remember this island. There's not much on it. There's a moon lane that ends here, though. I just... Oh, that's not what I meant to do. I was going to try to fly away quickly. And instead, Arlecchino chose battle. A harbinger indeed. Okay, let's... I feel I've chosen the wrong side of this island to run around. But maybe we just need to look at things from different angles from time to time. This was an Oculus place, isn't it? That's why there's this moon path. But I'll take the height in any case. Okay, yeah, nothing on this island. Great. Island cleared! Let's head over towards the wing. I think the wing is actually farther out, right? Oh yeah, it's way over there. Okay, we'll teleport. This is actually, in a way, quite satisfying. I feel like I've thoroughly explored this area in a way that I haven't had the chance to do for many other areas. Oh, you look familiar. Interesting. Now that we've done all the Rotwang quests. You are not what I need. I need this guy. You are also not what I need. I need a guy that can fight back. Do you see any? That poor mandrake that we threw is just sitting over there now. Interesting. Oh, that thing, isn't it? Okay, let's grab this guy. Yes? Oh, that looks much better. Okay, let's grab that. There we go. That's what I was looking for. It looks so cool when you get the timing right. Oh, hi, guys. The way the shield kind of shatters like that. Ah, I love it. 1 chest out of 3. That's pretty. I'll keep this close. Oh, she didn't say anything. How fascinating. Okay. And there's another verdant crest there, and I'm betting there's another one. There's one over there. Is this the sort of thing where we need to get Kuvaki from the other... Kuhenki, even. From the other islands to come over here? Oh, it sure is. Look, there's a moon lane now. Okay. This is feeling more like a, not a cognoscenti quest. More like a puzzle. But at the same time... Oh, this is a chain thing. Okay. I probably don't want to stand on that muck. Okay. The fact that a Rotwang enemy did pop up, and last we saw Reed Miller, he was, discussing things with a follower of Rotwang. Maybe it is related. I'll take anything I can get at this point. Oh, you know what I think I need to do? Let's do this. Okay, that's an investigate. I can't pick you up anymore. Is it because you're not charged? Let's share. Okay. Oh, but this thing now can act as a focal point, can't it? Perfect. Okay. Put this guy down here. Put this guy down here. So yeah, you can barely see it in the grass, but this is going to there. And that is going all the way... Ooh, wait a second. We've got another one on our hands. Ooh, nice, nice, nice. Okay. So, how far... Oops. How far away can I get before it breaks? About there. No. Where are you going? Ah, there we go. We'll put it there. I do appreciate how it, like, gives you the string before you even put it down. Put you there. Perfect. Perfect. This guy. Oh, and I bet that thing can hold a chain, too. Oh, nice. We got rid of the muck a little bit. If I put you there... Okay. Why are you not picking up? Let's put you here. Ooh, wait, let's grab that guy. Put you here. There we go. Yeah? Yeah? Yay! And there's our Kuhenki. Fantastic. Okay. Grab this.
I'll keep this close.
Ooh, those are cool little tassels. Thank you, everybody! Good work, team! They're so cute! How adorable. I'm so glad that they don't get, like, permanently fixed in place or anything once you're done with those puzzles. That would feel so cruel. Alrighty, here's this Kuhenki. Happily within its tree now. And let's see. Last one's over here. Oh, wow! Look at how it looks now that we're done with that quest. That's so cool. Are you going to give me any hints? Well, I'm gonna guess it's over there. Does that seem about right? Otherwise, it's probably on the other side of this island. But I see a chest over here, and I already see a Kuhengi. Oh my god, I remember this guy! It was in the cage! Okay. Don't die. Let's not run into the water and run out of stamina today. Thank you. Hi, everybody. I'm so sorry about this, but you do have a little guy prisoner, and I would like you to not. So, I'm just gonna grab that guy really quick. Nice. You missed one, though. There we go.
I'll keep this close.
And yes, more drops over here. Ah! The door went right through me. How frightening. That Kuhengi really wanted out of there. Understandable. Don't know how long you've been trapped in there after all. We're gonna run into each other. Oh, did you see the little flowers? That was so cute. I love the little happy emotes that the Kuhenki do. Ooh, what are they doing now? Ooh la la, what have they done? I noticed that the chests haven't all unlocked. What's up there, my dear Kuhenki friend? I feel very encouraged because I do remember we did once get a proof of the Gogdoskenti from the sky. In that one lake on that one island. I think they're just taking us for a fun little roller coaster. The mound in the moonlight. Well, thank you, everybody. I appreciate you.
I'll keep this close.
Making a roller coaster for us? Giving us a bunch of chests? Proof of the Cognoscendi? Oh my god. Letter buried in the time capsule. My dear successor, it gladdens me that you can read this letter. How old is this? We've used the most cutting-edge technicos, drawing upon the primordial power of the world to preserve this time capsule. If you have read this far, it means that you have already learned to command the pure elemental energy contained within the earth freely. I trust that you now live in an age brighter and more magnificent than our own. It is now the 10th year since Hyperborea initiated the Elysium Project. Unlike our ancestors, who wallowed in superstition and barbarism, prostrating at the feet of the heavenly emissaries, ours is an era of great progress. All the clans have united as one to shape the world into an Elysium for humankind alone. Guided by Dawn's navigator... Oh my god, I just remembered that Paimon told us to go to... Oh my god. Paimon told us to go to Pyramida. Okay, we'll go to Pyramida next. Wow, I don't know why that just... Paimon, you are truly the most legendary guide. Guided by Dawn's navigator. That's really what triggered that memory? That's hilarious. Okay. I don't know how my brain works. Guided by Dawn's navigator and the exalted saint, we draw closer to this goal with every passing day. With each passing day, even. We are currently exploring the secrets of life. After relentless experimentation, we finally have mastered the technicos of tailoring and refining the seeds of life. Now, new humans born after such adjustments can wield elemental forces at will. This ancient planet holds unimaginable, colossal forces within its depths, and its gates are now opening to us. Given time, we shall become masters of the earth. Surely by your time, humanity shall have fully developed this planet, the cradle of humanity. Even the most ordinary person can freely wield the power of the elements. Without relying on the gifts of the firmament, you can still produce enough food to free all life on the land from famine. Perhaps you have long since discovered these primordial secrets beyond our comprehension, even becoming capable of freely converting matter into energy and vice versa. With but a single thought, you could perhaps create an entire world. We are using the latest mechanicos to raise a tower that reaches the heavens. How tall it stands! It's like we could reach out and pierce the sky itself. The Lord of the Heavenly City, once revered as a god by our ancestors. We are about to knock on its gates. What will it think of this? Will it marvel at the speed of our progress, or be enraged by our insolence? Either way, it makes no difference. The great arrows we have forged stand ever ready to defend our civilization. In your time, humanity must have long since broken through the limitations of the firmament, surely. Are the sky-faring ships constructed with mechanicos able to freely soar among the stars, exploring the true cosmos? Perhaps you're now able to journey to the home planet of the Exalted Saints, learning the knowledge that civilizations on other planets have amassed over billions of years, venturing towards star regions beyond our observation, even reaching beyond the universe itself. Compared to the great achievements you're about to accomplish, everything on this tiny planet must seem utterly insignificant. We are envious. Sincerely, from the bottom of our hearts. For truth and progress, then, strive ever forward toward a bright future. Whoa, there's a lot in this. So, I presume this is from someone in Hyperborea. Or I suppose 10 years after Hyperborea. No, actually, Hyperborea hasn't yet fallen. Someone from Hyperborea. They've already started their Elysium project. And experimenting on humanity, basically. They successfully created humans who can use the elements without visions. On one hand, it's kind of interesting to read something from the perspective of an ancient civilization that presumes that we in the future will have more advanced technology. Because so far, we've seen a lot of ancient civilizations that had more advanced technology than we do now. So it's interesting to see someone from that time thinking it would be the opposite. But you can see that they thought this because they thought that Hyperborea would survive and continue to innovate for centuries and centuries. And it didn't. Will it be enraged by our insolence? Either way, it makes no difference. Ha ha ha. That's what they thought. Did they not know about the nails? Did they think that their arrows could turn them back? Now this is super cool. They had designs for skyfaring ships. They might have had even ships that flew in the sky, and they intended to make them into spaceships, but they didn't get that far. That is fascinating. You know, it's documents like this that almost do make me wonder, is it possible, once again, that the travelers are originally from this world? But because of Nibelung, I doubt it. And all the dragons and all that, you know? Now, this part here, okay, so the guide of, Dawn's Navigator and the Exalted Saints. That's the first angel and the Voyager, isn't it? So it seems like even the people of Hyperborea came to know that the Voyager was not from this world because of this whole bit here. The home planet of the Exalted Saints. What we know about the Voyager is that they traveled through the stars for millennia, didn't they? Is it even possible to return to their home planet? But it also sounds like that home planet might have collected information from other planets and then returned to the home planet to save it and store it and use it. If that planet still exists, it will have a tremendous amount of information. Anyways, hi person from Hyperborea. Bye person from Hyperborea. Certain parts of that letter just made me sick to my stomach, but other parts of it, like, the idea that they wanted to make it so that they could forever have enough food, that there would never be famine again. I can respect that goal, you know? Alright, let's head to Hyperborea. Let's head to Pyramida! And hope that Paimon talks to us. Sorry I took so long to get here, Paimon. Someone here has the information we want, don't they? So let's just see who we can talk to. We'll narrow it down to people we haven't yet spoken to before. And if we can't find anything based off that, then we'll go back to people we have spoken to before. My first instinct is maybe someone in here? Oh, hey, the Starshina's here. Hey, Nikita. We'll talk to him because we haven't talked to him in post that one quest times yet. Ratnik must always stay alert for any unusual movements. What was it called? A star out of time last time? No, that was from... No, that was the one. That was the one. About the Lightkeepers, about Pyramida, I'd never guessed that you were the Starshina. About the Lightkeepers. The Lightkeepers were established to safeguard the freedom and peace of Nodcry. It was 500 years ago that the Torchforger brought the first of the group together. That said, there were moments over the years when it seemed we might fade into history. Our troop strength has, in turn, been rebuilt time and time again. But no matter what, as long as the light that symbolizes our will is not extinguished, we shall be reborn in flame anew. Kind of reminds me of the Olympic flame. I'm thinking about, like, this light, if Pyramida were ever extinguished, if every single lighthouse was ever put out. I still think they would survive, so long as at least one Lightkeeper still lived, you know? About Pyramida. Pyramida is where we Lightkeepers are headquartered. Legend holds that it was founded by our first Starshina, Solove, the Torchforger. And before that, this was once the palace of the Fey Governor of Nodcry. Oh my god, the last cognoscenti is here, isn't it? It's gotta be here. In fact, you can still see the coat of arms from that era on the stone walls of the foundations. Oh my god, we should try to find one of those. I wonder if that's going to match that somewhat star-like shape that we've been seeing on other Lightkeeper-affiliated ruins. If the stories are true, who knows, you might even uncover the Fey Governor's buried treasure. Oh my god, it's here! Oh, thank god. I'd never have guessed that you were the Starshina. Why, were you expecting an agile, fearless warrior instead of an old man like me? Starshina who came before me would have lived up to your expectations far better. I once fought by his side? But I do not possess the strength he had. The Lightkeepers are also no longer what they once were, which is why we must exercise extra caution in everything we do. Not what they once were, potentially because of everything that happened with Rotwang, you know, limiting their numbers, and then potentially also... What's his name? Oh god, it's bad today. What is his name? Rerear. It's Rerear. That's the name I was trying to remember. Rerear and his reactivation of the Wild Hunt in force, you know? You we've spoken to before. I want to look at the... This was the fake... Oh, look, that's the symbol that pops up on these things when we do interact with them. That is a lighthouse symbol. Okay. So I'm looking for any remnants of the Fey Governor's house. That's so cool. What a detail. But obviously that did not activate our quest. What are the odds that it's already in my quest log? Let's do a loop. And then I will check. But Tolichev, your name sounds familiar. Why does it sound familiar? Why is Paimon here? Oh, greetings, I'm Patolichev, Quartermaster of the Lightkeepers. How can I help you? Are you Patolichev of the Frostgale Steeds? Oh my god! Yeah, those are the ghosts! The Frostgale Steeds? Oh, you mean those strange shadows we saw earlier? Yes, that was the squad I once served with. The Frostgale Steeds. It's been a long time since I've heard that name. I never thought I'd hear it from someone else's mouth. May I ask how you... We've been to the foot of Kipumaki Cliff before. We saw the Ratniki of the Frostgale Steeds. Yes, and even if only their shadows remain, those shadows still show them locked in battle with the Wild Hunt. I can't believe it was real. Of course it was! We saw it with our own eyes! Ah, Over the years, people have told me from time to time of how they've seen the figures of my fallen comrades at Kibumaki Cliff. That's why even now I still go there often. And tend to their graves while I'm there. You were the one who left the flowers! But not once, not even once, have I ever seen them myself. It's been so long. I thought those stories were just kind lies to comfort me. I kind of wonder if they're avoiding him. You know, they don't want him to feel that grief all over again. They don't want him to want to join them, potentially. And yet, you truly saw them. Why is it that whenever I go, they never show themselves to me? Maybe the time just hasn't come yet. Maybe they just don't want you to recall the pain. Pain? No, those final days, standing side by side with them to the very end? How could that ever be painful? In any case, thank you, lady. Thank you for being willing to tell me. This means a lot to me. It's thanks to them that I can still stand here today. And yet, how I wish I could stand with them once more at the foot of Kibumaki Cliff, fighting shoulder to shoulder again. One day I'm sure I'll meet them again. Aww. Wow! And now I imagine you'll have regular dialogue. He's taking stock of what they have. Don't worry, I'm also keeping track for you. Sorry about that. It's just that every time I get busy, I start talking to myself without even realizing it. After all, any slip-up in the pre-op prep can cause the plan to fall apart entirely. I have no intention of dropping the ball. Let me see. Oh dear, how did they mix up the column for weapon quality with the one for weight? No wonder the numbers don't match up again. Ugh, now I have to start the inventory list all over again. It should be fine as long as nothing's missing from the inventory, right? Though you've been forced to check on site. That's right. But who knows how many more errors like this are still lurking in these reports. Well, no point rushing things either way. I'll go through all these forms first, and then I'll head to the warehouse. Good luck! I appreciate how diligent you are. I'm sure your comrades will thank you for it. I can take this moon lane somewhere. Very tempting. It's taking me up. That does seem interesting, but I wonder if maybe it's just taking me up to the gun that we fired last time. The arrow from Hyperborea. Can you believe it? Hi, guys. Okay, we've made a loop. We came this way last time. I kind of want to talk to you again. Did I speak to you before? Are you here for long-range observation 2? I can challenge you! Long-range observation? That's right, just like what I'm doing now. You find a high vantage point, hide yourself, mark the enemy's position, and hold your breath. I'm sorry, I'm talking to myself again, am I not? I used to be really good at this, you know? Are you talking about taking shots at your target from the vantage point? Yes, you guessed it. But I'm not the shooter I used to be after the wild hunt injured my eye. And in my career as a sniper, to boot. That's a real pity. You think so too, eh? Not to brag, but I've taken out so many wild hunt beasties you could pile them up into a hill. Shame, though. Won't be giving my teammates that sort of support ever again. But we're all a tenacious bunch, us light keepers. Even without me, the others will keep this place safe, so don't you worry. And you know what? I bet you could be a fantastic instructor. Look at that whale. It's so cute. Is that a whale? Is that what they are? Or are they giant fish? Why is that place so shrouded in mist? It really makes me feel like there's a world quest to get rid of the mist, like in Inazuma. Alright, let's go up. And if there's nothing up here... I don't know. Check the quest log? Just start talking to every NPC in sight? I was saying earlier how much I appreciated the chance to explore this place thoroughly, and the game really called my bluff. Talk to every... Ooh, oh. I thought this was a precious chest. Doesn't it look like it from above? With like the steel and the bronze in the middle? Well, I'm here again. But there's nothing. Interesting. I guess it's nice of them to give us a way back up. Make sure this place doesn't become off limits after the quest, you know. Hello, world! Alright, let's find this gosh darn quest. I'm assuming there's a quest here even. Do I just have to find the proof of the Cognoscenti just lying somewhere? Quest log. Let's look for things that are nearby, right? This looks interesting. Go to Pyramida to look for clues. I do indeed have a Pyramida quest. Okay, fantastic. Thank God. Okay. I don't know when I picked this up. Was it when Paimon told us to go to Pyramida? But she told us to go to Pyramida after we spoke to the Frostgale Steeds. Let's see, who is it? Who's my guy? Tolfin! Oh my god, it's literally my guy! Tolfin.
Dolphin! What are you doing here?
Ah, fantastic. Just the duo I was waiting for. Are you Reed Miller? What? Do you have a secret identity? Maybe he's here because he knows everything. He is a fantastic bard, and I am down for it. But do you have a secret identity, Tolfin? I feel like you do. You're just so mysterious.
Huh? How did you know he would come here? Have you been following us since we parted at Blue Amber Lake?
And that's the lake I was talking about earlier. You know, where we got the proof of the Cognoscenti. Hooray. Ha! I was only joking. I came back to visit my parents and just so happened to be running errands here in Pyramida when I spotted the two of you.
Ooh, your parents? Are they lightkeepers? Paimon sees. Huh. So you have family here?
What's strange about that? Just like a raven is born to raven parents, people don't magically appear out of thin air. Fascinating that you choose a raven to compare yourself to,
That's not what Paimon meant. Though, come to think of it, we're not really that close, and Paimon can see how it was kind of a personal question.
Can I ask you a question that isn't so personal?
Good idea! Tolfin knows everyone and everything. He might just have the info we need.
You recount your experiences searching for and finding the proofs of the Cognoscenti after leaving Blue Amber Lake.
So, Tolfin, do you have any idea where the last proof of the Cognoscenti might be?
Do you have it? Imagine he just has it on him. I do have a few thoughts. However, seeing as it's Vega, she'll probably be fine. From everything I've heard about your adventures, I believe she should be able to overcome the trial. There's another trial? It isn't going to be impossible, is it? Then why didn't you tell us about it back at Blue Amber Lake? Well, he had to hear about our adventures. He had to make sure we were cool. But yeah, imagining how dangerous that bunker was. The stakes to get these Cognoscentis are quite much higher than I think the average treasure hunter thinks, you know? I want to hear his opinion, yeah. Well, the fact we can meet here again is a sign that our fates are somehow intertwined. Rather than dwell on the past, we should look toward the future instead.
Wow, that change of subject couldn't have felt any more forced if you tried.
Ahem. The last proof of the Cognoscenti is actually with my grandmother. I'm on my way to visit her now. Why don't you tag along? Is the trial listening to her stories? I am so down if it is.
Seriously? What are the chances? Tolfin's grandmother? What do you think she's like, Vega? Do you think she's the kind of sweet old lady who loves to tell stories?
She does tell stories, but... Never mind. You'll see when you get there. Mysterious. Suspicious. Go to the place indicated by Tolfin. Is it the old lady we tried to talk to earlier? But nothing was happening. 500 meters away. If it is, I'm going to laugh. Oh my god, it is! I'm very pleased, actually. I was looking for anything to do with dear old Reed Miller. Our precious Cognoscentis. And I did indeed find it. I just hadn't met the activation conditions. Hooray. My senses as an adventurer are indeed still sharp. Just a little ahead of myself, perhaps. Hello, where's Tolfin?
There he is. Well, 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 look who's remembered to visit. Did you take care of that matter for me, you little brat?
Of course I did. Would I dare show my face here if I hadn't? I wonder what it was. Ahem. This is my grandmother. Though I'm sure she'd rather be known as Hiljetta, the Black Barrel Hag, than a failed merchant's grandmother.
She doesn't look anything like Tolfin at all. She's far too serious.
Also, what a name. Black Barrel Hag. Black Barrel? Makes me think of gunpowder. I hear that a lot. But at the end of the day, we're family, and we're a lot more alike than people think. This is Vega, and this is Paimon. They've already found the other proofs of the cognoscenti.
Oh, so you've already found the other 4. Well, that takes some real talent. But I'm afraid you're going to have to let me see that talent for myself.
I'm noticing that the box that I moved in the background is gone now. Is it puzzle time?
Seeing as the brat brought you in, I won't make things too hard for you. How about we just trade a few moves? Hold on a second. This, something about this doesn't feel right. And what exactly is the problem? If you want to get your hands on the great treasure, you'll naturally need to get past me first.
So, on one hand, I kind of feel bad about fighting an elderly person. But at the same time, she's the one who initiated the challenge. And I wonder if, like, the vibe I'm getting is, was she possibly an instructor in the past? You know, a teacher who taught people how to fight? I could see her being quite skilled at assessing people through, you know, a gentle spar. And so maybe it's sort of, she's saying, let's trade a few moves, but it's really one of those conditions where she's assessing our personality and who we are. That's the vibe I'm kind of getting. She's a stubborn old bag of bones, but once she sees what you can do, everything will be on the table. Come on, Vega. It's in your hands now.
Come on, then. Show me what you've got.
Give it everything you've got. I don't want you to hold back and then whine about losing. Yeah, look at that. That was a good punch. Well, let's try to stick with Vega. Oh my god, wait, she's got a lot of health. Oh, no, there we go. Okay, we're making a dent now. Yeah, she throws her whole weight into that. Oh, she's got combos. I hope she's stretched before this. I know her back bothers her.
Speed's still on my side.
She's got dialogue lines. Speed's still on my side.
Looks like I'll need to use my ace in the hole.
Trigger Frozen on Hiljetta or use Overloaded to break her... Oh no. Well, I don't have... Oh my god. Ah! I don't have Hydro to do Frozen, and I don't have Electro to do Overloaded, so we'll just ignore the tutorial, unfortunately. I've got one charge of that to go. Let's bring this in. If she's gonna use some, like, supercharged punches, I guess we'll use a little bit of Pyro. How is she doing that? Does she have a vision, or does she have, like, some sort of mechanical thing on her? Let's just interrupt this. Yeah, what is that? She's charging up using something. What is that? I just want to see what it is. Oh, they're gauntlets. Yeah, that's sick. Oh god, that's why there's 2 charges. Oh no, now there's 4. It's building each time. So this grandmother is beating me. She is quite skilled indeed. Nope, nope, nope. We just can't let her hit us. It's an activity, it's an exercise in dodging, really. I love her effort noises, those are so cool. Oh! Aye, we did it! We passed her trial! Talk to Hiljetta. I assume we did. Unless she's saying you took too long. Not bad at all. You do have promise. Oh, her voice. I forgot to do her fun voice. Here, this is the proof of the cognoscenti you've been seeking. But if you want to claim the great treasure, there's still one final path you'll have to tread. There it is! Oh, it looks like a winter Islea! Not that I'll hold her back. It'll hold her back, not considering how sharp the little lass is. She's far more fitting heir to the treasure hoarders than you are, you useless lump. Heir to the treasure hoarders? Me?
Huh? So, Granny is a treasure hoarder? And Tophin, you too?
That explains the weasel! He doesn't deny it! He agrees! It explains everything! He's a bard treasure hoarder. What a fantastic combination. But that explains the weasel! Oh my gosh. I guess you could say that, he says.
Paimon never would have guessed. You don't look like a treasure hoarder. Don't tell Paimon you knew about this all along, Vega.
I figured it out pretty quickly. I swear, I had no idea. Oh my god, I'm guessing this is a water flask? It had the symbol the whole time? I didn't notice! I had no idea!
Don't tell me you didn't explain it to them. Were you really planning to deliver the great treasure to a couple of know-nothings who couldn't tell a treasure hoarder if they introduced themselves and brought them to their grandmother?
Okay. There's no need to rub it in that hard. They've shown they have what it takes to gather the proofs of the cognoscenti. And they handled your challenge just fine. In fact, weren't you praising them just now? You know, now that I think about it, do her attack patterns parallel treasure hoarder attack patterns? If they do, that's a fantastic detail. I'm thinking about, you know, some of the... You've got the treasure hoarders who throw things, you've got the treasure hoarders with shovels, but you do have some guys who punch, right? But this is interesting. I kind of feel like these are some of the only true treasure hoarders we've ever met. We've met plenty of people who hoard treasure. But these guys, you know, they dress differently, they behave differently, and they're taking the proof of the cognoscenti thing very seriously. It feels like these are some of the very few treasure hoarders who have actually inherited some part of Reed Miller's legacy, if there's any of it left.
You little.
Alright, don't give yourself a heart attack. I'll explain everything to them right now. I'll see to it that Vega is willing to be the treasure hoarder's heir, exactly as you wanted.
And you really think you can make all that clear to them lickety-split?
What are you so worried about? You won't shut up about how I'm just like that good-for-nothing Brahe? At least I inherited his gift for smooth talking, didn't I? Oh my god. That's Reed Miller that they're talking about. Tolfin leads you to a quiet corner to talk.
So, what's really going on here? All we heard is that if we collect all 5 proofs of the cognoscenti, we can find the great treasure hidden east of the moon, west of the sun.
Which, with my new theory about the sun and the primordial one, is a very interesting direction.
Are you seriously telling Paimon that we have to take over as leaders of the treasure hoarder just to get Reed Miller's treasure? Honestly, all this air talk is weirding Paimon out.
It's hard to imagine anyone leading the treasure hoarders. Exactly. There are people who call themselves treasure hoarders in every corner of Teyvat these days. And that's where the problem lies. While we might be able to face reality, my stubborn old grandmother still dreams of a day when the treasure hoarders can restore their glory from the days of Reed Miller. She fantasizes that someone will come along and rally the masses. Let the dead bury the dead, and rise to build an Elysium for the hungry and the poor on the wealth of the high and haughty. While most of us have heard how Reed Miller stole from the rich to give to the poor, or to help the poor, very few know that the treasure hoarders once defended Elysium from the dark abyss. Right? They totally helped! With the Torchforger and the first Moonchanter. It was the treasure hoarder's golden age. It was the worst of times, and yet, somehow, it was also the best. I don't know. Maybe things are still the same today. But that era has passed, and she'll have to accept that someday.
You're not wrong, but what are we supposed to do about it?
Before we go any further, Vega, are you willing to serve as the heir to the treasure hoarders and see that Reed Miller's dream is one day fulfilled? I have my own dreams to fulfill. I just want to inherit the treasure he left behind. We have our own dreams. We have kind of a lot on our plate. That feels like a very monumental task. I'd be happy to do it if I could. I'd be happy to help if I could. But... haha, just as I thought. Then how about we do it this way? Let's put on a little show. Again?
That's what you said back at Blue Amber Lake. Sure, you helped us get the proof of the cognoscenti back then. But who knows when you'll use those same sneaky tricks on us?
Why would I do anything to thwart you when you're already in such good friends? When we're already such good friends? Now, instead of being suspicious, how about we focus on what we're going to say? You have a brief discussion with Tolfin about how to convince Siljetta. According to Tolfin, simply mentioning the name Avrelian? Avrelian, probably, right? Should be enough to gain her trust. And if she ever brings up the name Brahe, all you have to say is that you don't agree with his methods. Interesting. As for who those two people actually are, Tolfin says it's a long story and promises to explain everything in detail when he gets the chance. We know Brahe was Reed Miller. And she described him as being a smooth talker, right? Or Tolfin mentioned that. So my guess is that Hiljetta doesn't like how he probably tried to talk things out a lot. You know, talk his way into things, talk his way out of things. Maybe was a little bit less direct than she would like. She seems like a very direct person. Now, Avrelian, this guy, possibly a childhood friend of Brahe's? Because I'm recalling that I had a theory back when about Reed Miller and the Torch Forger being friends in their childhood. Because wasn't it mentioned somewhere that somebody wanted to carry on someone else's legacy? I do like that theory because it explains why the symbols of the Lightkeepers and the symbol of the Treasure Hoarders, they're so similar. But at the same time, now that we know that they worked together to handle the Rotwang threat, I'm very confident about saying that because of Alia. You know, she was there. There was a treasure hoarder presence, and Tolfin was just hinting at it too. Maybe the similarities between the Lightkeepers and the treasure hoarders' insignias and their goals could be explained by that. But at the same time, the Lightkeepers were already established at that point. Alia was wearing a treasure hoarder insignia, so they also had their insignia established at that point. So that's a possibility, but I'm not going to lock it in. They might have known each other as children. Brahe and, what's his name? Give me a second. Solove, I'm talking about. But then who's Avrelian in this case? Please give me the more detailed Tolfin. So, what do you say, little lass? Are you in? I will fulfill Avrelian's dream. And if it's Avrelian's dream, it feels like it was Avrelian's dream to begin with. And that's why Tolfin told us to say this to her. So if it's Avrelian's dream, does that mean they started this? Did it all begin with them? Or did they die? And that's what kind of kicked things off. Then Brahe tried to continue their dream? Good! That's the spirit. If it weren't for the little brat acting just like that. Like that good-for-nothing Brahe, the proof of the cognoscenti wouldn't have been scattered and lost for so long.
We're nothing like Tolfin. Or that Brahe Macaulay fellow. You can rest assured.
Even I have to admit that Vega is the most suitable candidate to inherit the great treasure. I love how Tolfin, like, apparently doesn't care that we don't intend to fulfill the dream. He's just willing to make sure that we get the treasure even if we don't.
Then it's settled. All that's left is for you to retrieve the great treasure. At that treasure site, you'll likely run into a few tricks left behind by that good-for-nothing. I'm sure you'll be able to handle anything he came up with. Paimon still has no idea where east of the moon, west of the sun could be.
Paimon, it's right next to us. Oh, that? Well, it's beyond the horizon, yet so close you could touch it. Also, I won't be joining you for the next trial, so here's wishing you all the best. Still, I'll be in Pyramida for a little while longer. So please let me know if everything goes well. I'll be counting on the both of you. That's key for once we're done here, let's go talk to him. Thank you for the cognoscenti. Just looking at that name there, that was cool. Hurry! Retrieve the great treasure. Oh, okay, I guess I'll hurry. Should I heal up? Just out of an abundance of caution. We're gonna heal up. We definitely need to read that proof before we hand it over. Thank you. Let's head back towards here. We can also collect our map marker now before we forget. Oh, did you see that? Our exploration progress is 85%. That's fantastic. My goal is to get to 90. Whoa! Oh my god, that was so cool. That was so cool. That was so cool. All right, let's read that proof. I wonder if it'll explain what's going on with all these different names. An artificial flower stained with rust. Are you sure that's rust? It is said to be a keepsake from Reed Miller, the founder of the treasure hoarders. Memorata cognoscentis jest. Inscripta. Divocina. Viva nexa. Stratagemma. Haven't we seen that word somewhere before? So memory, inscription, devotion, a connection to the frost moon scions potentially with the weaving, and stratagem. Which one's the new one? This one. Oh, that's cool. The first one. Okay. Oh, Filipov! That's the guy. That's the guy whose name I was trying to remember. He was obsessed with Rotwang. Legend has it that the Fey Lord Filipov, who was deeply trusted by the White Emperor, once said that all the living desired to be deceived. You would say something like that, because I'm pretty sure that's the guy who was in charge of the bunker. The real name of, what was his name? Morozov? Anyhow. From the nobles who make such sacrifices, enduring lavish extravagance on the people's behalf, to the peasants who suffered from hunger and cold, all tended to believe the narratives that would spare them from facing the truth. In some ways, therefore, hope is nothing more than despair's trick, a sweet venom that dulls the pain. You know, considering that we read at some point, last time I believe, that these are artificial artifacts, it is very impressive that they were able to embed memory within them. According to the tales that circulate in Nasha Town today, the Master Thief was the world's most skilled trickster. Amidst the countless legends caught betwixt truth and falsehood, their greatest anecdotes were always laced with lies. He outwitted the most elite guards in the Northern Realm with a fake medallion and emptied the governor's palace. And later, disguised as a special envoy of the Tsar on a secret inspection, he squeezed the entire treasury out of Viscount Spekin for his hospitality. It is so cool to see names from History of the Pale Star Born popping up also, because the Fae are very long-lived, aren't they? So, even though this was approximately 500 years ago, those people that we read about during Monomach's era are still alive. That's incredible. In the popular comedy A Family of Noblemen, the gentleman Porphyry, staged by the Korolevsky troupe, the Master Thief. See what happens when you have an I and a Y next to each other. That's my question. Staged by the Korolevsky troupe, the Master Thief, in one of his fleeting appearances, posed before the nobles as a holy fool who could hear the spirits, pretending to listen to their confessions, then weaved their dirty secrets into ballads, telling the bards to spread them from tavern to street, so that the weary commoners might have something to laugh aloud about. But before these enchanting, unsubstantiated anecdotes became a public spectacle, the Master Thief who never lied gave his partner, who was also of silver blood, a simple vow. He promised to never put himself in danger, and to never break his word. Oh no, you just know he died. He gave his partner who was also of silver blood. Does that mean that he was of silver blood? Or is it just his partner, who was also of silver blood? Anyways, he's talking about Alia. Yep, there she is. Do not worry for me, Alia. Do not weep for a future that has yet to arrive. I know you have your doubts about my friend, but please trust my plan for now. Rotwang, and she, like when we last saw her, she accused Rotwang of deceiving Reed Miller. Oh, I feel so bad for him. I know you have your doubts about my friend, but please trust my plan for now. Do not worry about me, Alia. If I am indeed the prophesied ruler of Elysium, then no fate in this world can tear me from the brethren I hold dear. Those were the last words the first Master Thief left for posterity. If only the girl who accompanied him could have been like her little twin sister. watching the silver thread come to its end. That moment would surely... Time, however, is ruthless to all. Even that regret would become an old memory from the time before the Master Thief ascended. To his best friend's great remorse, the guillotine steps. And before the young woman who usurped his name hid her face behind a mask! Laugh at their fearful lies, brethren, for they cannot kill Reed Miller, the Master Thief. They have but murdered a single crow. But with tomorrow's light, a murder of crows shall rise to be at my back. Okay. Oh man, I feel really bad for Reed Miller. It seems like he had his dream, which I presume was to make a better world, basically. You know, in his actions, he was always trying to help the people in need, you know? Stealing from the rich, giving to the poor, etc. But then he was deceived by Rotvangi, and about this Elysium plan, I believe. And he trusted him. But I think what happened is that Rotvangi... He's the one who set him up to be seen as a villain. He mentioned that last time. Or somebody mentioned that last time. So he got him caught for his crimes, got him executed, and Reed Miller went to the guillotine, and that's where the legend begins, isn't it? He escaped the guillotine 3 times. Now that's very important. We'll come back to that. It's definitely 3 times, right? Is that it? I'm checking my my notes here. It mentions the gallows, but how many times was it? Could have sworn it was 3 times. You know, the moons and all. But this next part is very interesting, because I have here Silver Visage. Because he wore a mask, a silver mask. Was that Alia? Right? Because the idea of after his death, he was completely changed. Or I'm sorry, after escaping the gallows, he was completely changed. Is it because he died and was replaced, or is it because somebody else died and that grief changed him? I think it was because he died. And Alia accepts his name and hides behind a mask. And she's the one who really, I think, grows the treasure hoarders, would be my assumption. Because she recruits more people to get revenge, basically, against Ralph-Vanki. In the end, she ends up being caught by the Sampo Mill, because she must have been the treasure hoarder who was helping the Torch Forger and the first Moonchanter, Solove and Isla. Was Isla her twin sister? Oh my god, I want to reread that document. Because she could see the threads of fate. The plan was about to go awry, and Alia sacrifices herself in order to do something. Oh, in order to stop Ralph-Vangi's plan, I think, from working. So she's stuck in that space between time. And so she, from the perspective of the world, dies. And then is that why in that letter to Isla, someone's like, I'm sorry, there's nothing I could do. Your sister is already dead. But didn't we learn that Isla's sister specifically killed herself with a blade? Maybe, like, from the perspective of the outsiders, when Alia threw herself into the Sampo Mill, I believe it was, it looked like she was deliberately killing herself, but didn't they mention it was a blade that she used? So I want more details on the twins, but I think it makes sense if Isla and Alia are twins, because, I mean, look at their names. Look at those names. But then we know that there is Lovia in the midst of all this. Okay. So then my guess would be Brahe. After Alia is presumed dead, does Brahe take up the name? So then how does Brahe fit into all this? Was he just another random treasure hoarder? Was he a protege of anyone? Who's Brahe? Okay, well that's all of them. Fantastic. Yeah. Here's talking about the silver mask. Yeah, considering both the silver. This is so cool. So, Brahe. Oh gosh, did I miss anything in that bunker we were at? Because I wanted to see how that encounter between Brahe, Rosina, and the supervisor guy, whatever his name was. I remembered it earlier. I don't remember it anymore. Don't worry about it. I wanted to see how that encounter went down, and we never actually saw any record of that. We can kind of surmise based off the notes we read before and after it, but I hope I didn't miss anything specifically about that, you know? East of the moon, west of the sun. So let's see. The moon's over here, the sun's over here. It's very poetic. It might not literally mean anything, but I did once... Oh, I deleted them, but I did once have map markers because I was tracking where the sun rose and set and where the moon rose and set. And it was somewhere around here, I believe. Might have been up here, honestly. But I might just be projecting, basically. Because that would make sense for this specific phrase. East of the moon, west of the sun. Alright, alright. We've got these pieces. There they are. We've read them all. Let's do this. Discovered Hiljetta. What? I mean, yeah, we sure did.
Ooh, Vega, let's head down and check it out. There might be treasure waiting for us to find. Whee.
I just want answers. That's what I'm hoping that... Oh my god. They auto-did that, I think. Whoa. That's what I'm hoping the treasure is. I'm hoping it's answers. I'm hoping it's a diary! Find a way to open the door and to leave. Oh. Am I trapped in here? I could climb that, right? Find a way to open the door is interesting.
Oh, well, hello, little buddy.
That's not Tolfin's little buddy specifically, is it? Oh my god, look at all of them. Are these ghost weasels? Look at how shiny they are. Oh my god, there's so many. You would think at this point that the treasure hoarder insignia would be a weasel. Wait, we saw a weasel. Literally on the thing just outside. Interesting. I wonder if it was originally a weasel and it got changed. Suspicious notice? Gold is noble and silver bright. But which metal would truly please the iron-faced gatekeeper's sight? As the saying, like calls to like. So perhaps the answer's already cut and tried. You're telling me I want iron. A line of tiny text is written in the corner of the notice, easy to miss if one isn't paying attention. And if all else fails, winning by brute force still makes you the hero. Hilarious.
Paimon can't make any sense of this.
Ah! Oh.
Oh, look, 3 keys.
3, see? 3!
So, which one opens the door? Wasn't there some kind of hint on that notice?
There were totally at least 3 Reed Millers, right? There's gotta be. There was Reed Miller. And other statements that are kind of redundant. There was... Okay. Oh, but wait. Maybe that's how Brahe fits into all this. Maybe Brahe was the original Reed Miller. Then Alia. But then who would be the third? And we did just learn a new name, didn't we? Aurelian? Something like that. So he was either the first or the third? And Hiljetta did say his dream. So yeah. I could see him being either the first or the third. It makes a lot of sense if he would be the first Reed Miller. You know, someone with a dream to start it all. And that's the legacy we're all trying to uphold. Alia is proud to inherit it, but then she also kind of dies-ish. So then Brahe somehow inherits it, chooses to carry it on. But then Hiljetta specifically doesn't like how he did things. And maybe that explains why the treasure hoarders are kind of loose and disjointed. They're no longer trying to fulfill that dream. Maybe because he wasn't able to impress it upon them. Even though he was a smooth talker? So then the other way around, if he is the first one, he's a smooth talker, maybe he's in it more for the love of the game. He does genuinely care for people, as we've seen. You know, Reed Miller has always been trying to rebalance things so that the people don't suffer. But then he dies. Alia picks up the name, and she grows the treasure hoarders. And then she dies, and it goes to... And I always forget his name. I'm forgetting it again. No, I refuse. Avrelian. Not Aver, but Avrelian, right? Oh god. Anyways, what was I saying? He picks up the name. And maybe he's the one who turns it into a more noble dream, as opposed to potentially Brahe's romantic dream. It becomes a more noble one under him. But then, that wouldn't explain why the treasure hoarders are so disjointed, and why they've kind of lost the plot. I think it makes the most sense if he's the first, Alia's the second, and Brahe was the third. But then why did Brahe become Reed Miller at all? But if there were 3 of them, that would explain the escaping the gallows twice idea. And we know that he used the Reed Miller name because we literally saw him using it in those notes in the bunker. Okay. Those are my thoughts for now. Okay. We've got our rye. We're ready to go. Gold, silver, but iron for the iron-faced guard, isn't it? Iron key. A plain iron key. One of the most ordinary and easy to find keys around. Oh, I kind of want to pick up the other ones because I want to see what they say. If I pick you up, do I drop the iron key? Can I have all 3? Or have I made a grave mistake? I hope I get to choose which one I want to use. A shining silver key, not as valuable as the golden one, but it is also far from ordinary. A gleaming golden key, the key itself is worth a fortune, which is not the point of the treasure hoarders. So we'd better use the iron one. Nice! A metal key for a metal door. What's this? Almost looks like an iron coin, but not quite. Ooh, its pattern doesn't match that the other iron coins. Wow. I was expecting a treasure hoarder insignia, but it's very much not. A coin that resembles a common iron coin, though it may be a different variant. Could this be the original symbol? But the triangle really makes me think 3. Maybe it's meant to symbolize the alliance between the treasure hoarders, the Moonchanters, and the Lightkeepers. That would be Alia's generation. Well, technically both of theirs, because Isla was the first Moonchanter. Oh!
What? It dug up an explosive barrel? This is getting super dangerous.
Oh, God. Is it okay? Are you guys indestructible? Because that other little guy just blew himself up. I love the weasels. What a fantastic touch. Hello, suspicious notice? Within this little plot, both danger and luck are found. To tell the fake from real, look where the strange rock lights the ground. A line of tiny text is written in the corner of the notice. That main gate is locked down hard, so don't bother trying until the skies fall apart. Well, you'd be surprised. I have done the Natlan Archon quest after all. So the rock in the ground makes me think of Kuvaki rocks. I see... What would you call this? A cairn? Is that a rock in the ground? Can I do this? Ooh. Oh, you're Dendro. I can set you on fire. I think it's the cairn. Look, it's glowing. Don't blow me up, please. I'll keep this close. Truly, that is the real treasure. Okay, let's go talk to the door now. Maybe this potato has the key inside. Ooh, whoa, look at it. That's not an iron key I've ever seen. It looks like it's corrupted. Didn't you say a strange rock in the ground? Well, should it be this then? We need to dig. It's glowing. Should I keep going? Oh, a chest!
Keep this close.
Ooh, wait. Do I want to open all of these then? Because what if there's more chests? Then on the other hand, the other ones might be explosives.
Laid bare.
Okay. Let's read this again. To tell the fake from real, look where the strange rock lights the ground. Lights the ground. Maybe that's the key. Strange rock. Lights the ground. So, things that are glowing. You are glowing, but you're not a rock. I'm also thinking of this fire and also of those plants up above. Cook. Maybe that's the key. I actually need to cook something. Hi. So that was not the answer. Strange rock. I really don't see many more rocks down here.
Overruled.
This is going to be a little annoying, isn't it? Because I don't really have any good... Oh, never mind. Wow. I was not expecting her to chew through that shield so quickly. Now there's a chest. Ooh, okay, maybe I do want to open everything then. Might as well.
Is this an answer from this world?
Apple! Oh my god, it's crates within crates. I love it. And chest. Let's get everybody out here. Oh. Goodbye. Oh. Oh. Fascinating. This strange rock. Oh, I have to bring this thing down, don't I? Okay, well. Let's bring everything else up. Because Oh! Rip. I want more chests. Just in case there are some. Ah! Paimon was scared half to death. That was too dangerous. Well, let's set that off so I can dig over there. Oh, I missed. Okay.
Fulfill our pact. Get to work.
I'm hoping that kind of the edges of her thing. There we go. And set it off. Fantastic. Ooh! Darn it. Oh my god. They really got me good. There we go. There are more chests!
A reward on the road.
I feel like I'm being greedy, but at the same time... Nobody else is gonna collect these, are they? Yay! I see a sparkle. Did I just open the key? I'm sorry, did I just pick up the key? I did! Iron key! Was that there the whole time? You're kidding me. Really? How did I not see that sparkle? Was it just too close to the other sparkle that I didn't notice? Ah, for shame. Ah! I was gonna try to, like, do something with this. Ugh. Well, I did something. Not what I was expecting to happen, though. And indeed, right below that is where we found the key. Okay. Wait. Tent. I want to see the symbol. Wow, wait. Is that a slightly different treasure hoarder symbol? Or is it just because the angle? I think it's just because the angle, but for a split second there, it looked like a bird in flight carrying a lantern. And if that was like the original treasure hoarder symbol, that would be super cool. Is that what that is? It looks like a bird, naturally, and I've always thought that that was like Mora or something. Looks like a star. If we really want to go out on a limb, it could be an eclipse. But could it have been a lantern? That would be fascinating. Very spooky iron key. Enjoy. Huh? Ah! There are more of the strange iron chunks here. Ah, wait, no way, it's a trap. Okay. Well, like they said, she said that Brahe, right, was setting these traps. Thanks, Brahe. I appreciate the not killing me as the floor collapses. The stubborn weasel digs the dirt, its hurried form unseen. The key is given darkly, where the moving shadows screen. Let clanging iron coins fall and halt right at its feet. A forceful claim may yet yield a bounty sweet. Tiny text. The little ones have picky tastes, so use what they like to tease out their trays. Elemental skill replaced. So I feel like I ought to use coins to distract them. But the key is given darkly, where the moving shadows screen. That's interesting. Well, let's see what happens.
Nope, not this one.
I missed. I'm a little concerned that I only have one more shot at this, but I can collect more. Great. Not these either, I'm guessing. Well, let's just kind of check out the other parts of the place. Pick up. Aged pine cone. Ooh. Well. There you go.
Nope, not interested. Guess this isn't its thing.
Because the coins might not be the answer. We might need to give them something else. But I'm hoping I'm reducing the number of paths. Oh boy. So I kind of have less to deal with, you know? I see a little guy over here.
Hey, buddy.
Meat? Mysterious meat. Okay, I have to read that. I have to read that. Radiating? What do you mean, radiating? A fresh chunk of meat that seems to be radiating an enigmatic aura. I see. Wonder what it'll taste like. Probably not good. I have 2 of these now. We must have gotten one in the other room as well. I probably don't need to do this anymore, but I kind of just want to. For funsies. Okay. So let's go up here and put the meat down, I guess. Oh, pick up. Aged rye. Oh, I see. Well, let's do the mysterious meat. We saw one of the little guys checking it out earlier.
Wow, it actually brought the key.
So I'm guessing that they like it. Leave here and keep moving forward.
It's so poetic.
Keep moving forward. Continue exploring. Let's follow the little guys. Or down here. Wow, look at the... There's a teleporter down here? Not on the map. Read Miller's Great Treasure? Whoa, so shiny. We don't need to take any... Wait, is that all Mora? Is she saying we don't need to take any more commissions because it's all Mora? Oh my god. Elysium's final treasure. Well, see, here's the problem, Paimon. There's no way we're carrying all that out of here. Also, it's so beautiful. I kind of just want to leave it there. This is like a proper dragon's hoard worth of Mora. Oh my gosh. Remember the, like, the mountain of gold from Natlan? Here it is. Is that all Mora? Is that all, like, platinum even? It looks more silver than gold.
Another weasel thief situation.
Ah, now this is what I... Brahe's notes! This is what I was after. This is my treasure. Brahe's notes. The arrangement of the treasure vault is pretty much complete. Without the help of these little weasel friends, I'd have no idea how to transport so many iron coins here without anyone noticing. Yeah, they're iron coins, aren't they? It's not Mora, is it? So to commemorate their service and hard work, I'll call these little critters weasel thieves, and grant them the title of official treasure hoarders from now on. You know all those weasel thieves we've seen in the overworld, and they drop Mora? I wonder if, for all these centuries, they've been amassing Mora in this place. Is that why they collect it? But then on the other hand, from people like Tolfin, we know that treasure hoarders do train and keep weasel thieves themselves, so maybe not. Just kidding. If Miss Alia knew, in the afterlife, that I was giving wild weasels such absurd names, she'd probably jump right out of the Pillar of Embla and beat me up. There's no way I can call them that. Unless, of course, I were to write poetry in the future and failed to come up with any other name. Or if no other name would make them rhyme and meter work. Are you a bard, Brahe? Is that why you're a smooth talker? Oh! Father, you are the son of the governor, aren't you? I have to say, Father had a real eye for hiding secret funds. You are the son of the governor. This place is so well concealed that not only would it be unlikely for anyone to stumble upon it, even wild weasels would have a hard time squeezing in here without guidance. It's such a pity that his foresight has only ever extended so far. Even when Rotwang used him up to the hilt, he never harbored the slightest suspicion. Reed Miller wasn't your father, was it? No, I'm sure it was the governor. I wouldn't be surprised if Rotwang was also using the governor. That actually does sound kind of familiar. But the governor... He was, an envoy from the Tsar. But there were other secret plans. Yeah. Yeah, I'm really feeling governor here. And it's just so poetic, too. In a way that I think Brahe would appreciate. That the son of the governor became a treasure hoarder at the very least. Ultimately, the secret funds he hid here back then were only stolen because those 2 old geezers, Avrelian and Sylvester, now there's 2 of them, and they were old, came snooping around and coaxed the words out of me. By Her Majesty the Tsaritsa, I was only 5 years old. 2 young men playing good cop and bad cop, using both carrot and stick to get a 5-year-old to talk. What normal human could come up with that? Actually, forget humans. What normal fae, djinn, seelie, spectre, lockfolk, phantasm, or whatever creature would even think of this? Sacred heirs of the Frostmoon Scions indeed. What? What rotten immoral behavior? Father chewed me out for 3 days afterwards, and even the petrichor vacation I'd been promised got washed out. That said, that place got washed out later. Oh my god. Oh no, poor petrichor. Yeah. The floods and all. So, Yeah, the son of the governor, very well educated, knows about all these different creatures from across Tevat. And this is, again, that feeling of this is what really happened, and then it got adapted into a story. Instead of the daughter of the governor being stolen away, it was the son of the governor's information that got stolen. And he was 5. But Aurelian, and Sylvester, they were of the Frost Moon Scions? That explains why we've been hearing so much about the, you know, heirs, the children of the Frost Moon Scions in the midst of all of this. Wow. And that might explain how Alia got involved too. But then I want to hear more about Lovia, who's never really been explained. I bet she was like the Frost Moon Scion person in charge of all these kids. What's more infuriating is that when I brought this up to Sylvester a while ago, he actually claimed he couldn't recall how he'd deceived me back then. Just that Aurelian claimed to want the children to lead better lives. I completely understand their thoughts and actions. Return all the wealth father had plundered to those poor children. It was the right thing to do. But really, did they have to do it through me? Was I really the sole avenue through which a breakthrough could have been made, gentlemen? Besides, and Sylvester probably doesn't know this, the secret funds they stole, pretending to be chivalrous outlaws who robbed the rich to help the poor, were back in father's coffers in less than 3 days. Several times the original amount, extorted from other sources. Those self-important profiteers can always rake in wealth without lifting a finger, while the venal sycophants who surround them twist it into proof that their masters' innate diligence and wisdom. No one could become that rich otherwise, surely. Wait, no, I'm kind of heartbroken. They were just pretending to be people who rob the rich to help the poor? Or is this Brahe's displeasure talking? They failed, and so Brahe says they were pretending? I hope they were actually trying to help people, because otherwise I'm heartbroken. I love the legend of Reed Miller. They were back in Father's coffers. How did he get them back? I don't think it was the exact funds that they stole. It seems like he just got more money from other sources. Dang. That might explain, though, why Brahe eventually takes up the mantle, potentially. If he's like, you know what, you guys tried. You tried your best. You kind of need to do even more, though. I've seen it. I will try now, you know? I wonder. The game of robbing the rich to feed the poor only adds weight to the shackles of the impoverished. As Miss Alia's terrifyingly gloomy sister once told me, that sounds like Isla, all right. No matter how pure the water of goodwill, if it falls on soil poisoned with malice, seeds of evil are the only things that will grow. Aurelian probably realized this eventually, but his Elysium, no matter how firmly he believed it existed on Earth, remained much too far from those truly suffering in poverty. After all, how could someone who has never known a moment of kindness, someone constantly insulted and harmed, be expected to believe they should love their neighbor, or even their enemies? Yeah, see, this is interesting. Brahe had a very unique position. He was the son of a very wealthy, very corrupt governor, and he lived in a lot of privilege, but at the same time, it seems like he noticed what was going on. He was somehow involved with... He spoke with Alia, he spoke with Isla, and he spoke with Aurelian and Sylvester, was it? When he was a child. So he's seeing what they're trying to do, and he's seeing where it's failing, and he's understanding why. So kind of contrary to what Hiljetta was saying, he's uniquely positioned to continue the efforts with more experience, you know? But at the same time, he also doesn't believe in the dream himself. Neither Aurelian nor Miss Alia had ever answered that question. They were both kind people who imagined people to be better than they really were, believing that virtues and ideals could overcome the evil bred by circumstance. Unfortunately, I am just a selfish nobleman, and I lack their kindness. I suspect Aurelian felt the same. After all, in his eyes, there has probably only ever been one truly kind noble in this world. Who? Who? You can't make more mysteries right as you're giving me the answer to all the mysteries. They will, though. They absolutely will. The things I've witnessed leave me unable to hold such idealistic confidence in human nature. Who could it be? One truly kind noble? Oh no. Is it Rotwong, who is currently deceiving him? Or who deceived him in the past? It's barely been a decade since Miss Alia's sacrifice, and those bandits who scattered like frightened birds and beasts have already begun brazenly misusing Aurelian's words to justify their atrocities against the innocent. Whether it's wandering merchants barely scraping by, or overworked laborers starving for their next meal, anyone could be branded a lackey of princes, or a traitor who betrays his brothers and neighbors, and therefore ripe for their noble robbery. Those who came before overcame evil with noble ideals. Now, the bandits who claim to be their successors wave the same banner, declaring that anyone who opposes them is an enemy of those noble ideals, thus embodying the very evil that was once defeated. I can send the bandits who committed atrocities in the name of Reed Miller and oppressed the laboring poor to the Eye of Krati. Well, they'll sleep with the fishes for good. In fact, I have already done so. But what about after I die? Who can guarantee that those once noble ideals won't be twisted into crimes even I can't imagine? Al-Akhbar could not guarantee it. Ernias could not guarantee it. Babalanke could not guarantee it. The noble lords of Mondstadt aristocracy failed to guarantee it. Nor can the Frostmoon Scions guarantee it. And some so-called master thief Reed Miller will surely fail to guarantee it. Evil comes from humanity, as naturally as honey from a hive. I love seeing the other stories that we know be referenced. Oh my god. I'm neither Aurelian, nor Sylvester, nor Miss Alia, who enchants me so. Wait, that sounds familiar. Yeah, there was someone who liked her, wasn't there? I cannot place all my hope in human nature the way they did. I don't want the name of Master Thief Reed Miller to fade into history, forgotten by all. What's more, I don't want that name and the ideals it once stood for to be twisted by future villains and reviled by the public. Hence, there's only one solution I can think of. Let these so-called ideals be buried by history. Let us smother them beneath countless contradictory, absurd, laughable yet irresistible stories, until every trace of meaning is worn away and only a sweeping legend remains. This way, anyone who commits evil in our name will never be mistaken for a serious idealist. Rather, they shall be dismissed as childish dreamers, drunk on romantic tales. Oh my god, he's a genius! You are kidding me. So, he deliberately scattered the treasure hoarders. He deliberately weakened the organization by making sure there was never any united leadership moving forward, because he knew that in the future, that leadership would eventually become corrupt. There was no way to guarantee that for every generation, someone will continue to carry on the ideals and will not let them be twisted. There might be some who will try to carry on the ideals, but they might not succeed in making sure that the treasure hoarders remain a good force. There might be some who completely abandon the ideals and turn the treasure hoarders into a terrible organization. So he's like, let's just prevent the issue from coming up. There will be no more leader. Reed Miller will fade into obscurity. And on top of that, all the stories of Reed Miller will become popular fantasies, you know? In this way, the ideals are no longer carried in reality. They're carried in fiction. But everyone knows the story of Reed Miller and the romantic story of it. And so if a treasure hoarder were to say, oh, I'm carrying on the legacy of Reed Miller, give me all your money, they'll be like, are you crazy? That's incredible. He did a fantastic job. Wow. Greed always outlasts ideals. At least, that's what I believe. As long as the tale of the great treasure continues to be told, there will always be gamblers dreaming of making a fortune overnight, repeating the name of the master thief Reed Miller endlessly. So on top of spreading the stories of Reed Miller specifically, he spread the story of the great treasure, so that people will continue to care about the Reed Miller stories because they want to find that treasure. You are a genius. Better a harmless name, one that lets the poor laugh from the heart, one that gives them just a little more courage to face tomorrow, than a banner that villains would seek to claim. If the rebels of some future age truly need a new banner, They will find a hero who belongs to their own time. And whatever that hero's name may be, it should never be Master Thief Reed Miller. Wow. Wow. Braham's suddenly such a fan. Because he saw the patterns repeating themselves. That's what happens here in Tevat. The patterns repeat. He saw already. What was it? Just 10 years after Alia, died. Already treasure hoarders are using the names of Reed Miller and their nobles against people. I can see why Hiljeta doesn't like him. But I think he made an incredible choice. Wow. So that explains, he was definitely the third Reed Miller then. He used the name, and then he decided it should be discarded in a way that enshrined it forever in memory and fiction. That is so freaking cool. Yes, I see the glowing beacon of light, but I see another readable! A message from the legendary thief Reed Miller. To you, my esteemed guest who has gathered all the proof of the cognoscenti. If you're reading this note, it means that you've successfully solved my puzzle. Congratulations! Well done! Now, the legendary great treasure you're looking for is right in front of you. You're welcome. Please, enjoy yourself. These unclaimed riches are the spoils due to the cognoscenti. However, as the founder of the treasure hoarders, I would like to give you one more piece of advice. No matter who you are, exposing mountains of wealth to the light of day, flaunting it in pursuit of glory and vanity, thereby attracting the envy and covetous eyes of countless onlookers, it is not a wise move. Please take these treasures, which belong to you alone, away quietly. Then remove this note and pretend you never found anything. Let people believe that the proof of the cognoscenti still lies scattered across every corner of this continent, waiting to be gathered by those fortunate few chosen by fate. Let the story continue to circulate. Let those who dream of sudden riches continue their hard work. This way, the wealth you've obtained after countless trials will sit much more safely in your hands. Master Thief Reed Miller. Wow. Look at all the coins! Huh? Where's all the Mora? This is just a bunch of iron coins? That's what I was looking for. Oh, there's a chest up there. I wanted to see Paimon's reaction. There are all those triangle coins. But there's a chest up there. I really just want to make sure we've read everything. I don't want this place to, like, be destroyed. Ooh. That looks like a simplified version of the logo, almost. Is that an early version? It's missing the top wing. Cool, cool, cool. Open. Oh, you change iron coin times 5 to open, and I don't have enough. So let's go for this chest. Excuse me, may I open this? No, I cannot. Okay. Check. Ah! No matter how far you run away, they will get you, won't they? Oh, dear. Oh, it's like Sealy's. I need the council of the weasels to go to the chest to open it for me. 3 weasels. That's perfect. Oh, of course this place won't be destroyed. We've got a teleporter here. Whoa! So it's hiding here all along. That's the wrong button, but you know what? I'll take it. Because I only have 4. I need 5. There could be more chests hiding under all these coins, but between the two of us, we'll be digging forever. Don't worry, Paimon. I'm sure that the weasel thieves will do it for us. How shiny. It'd be kind of cool if the coins were, like, shifting under us as we walked, but at the same time, that might explode my computer. That startled me. I think they're leading us to the last one. That seems about right. Investigate the chest. That way. Thank you, my little friends. Oh! Radiant Lunapod. Oh, hello. Why am I being sabotaged? I thought we were on the same side, little guys. Or are you helping me? Fun fact, of the Radiant enemies, the Lunapods are my least favorite. Don't you dare, don't you dare, don't you dare do it. Darn it, it did it. I think the Weasel Thieves are trying to help me. Look at this. Are they doing little itty bits of damage? I want to see another try. Well, that was my damage just now. Oh my god. I really should not be just standing here, but...
This is where you fall.
I was trying to see the weasel thieves.
Laid bare.
Let's light it up. Show no mercy.
I'm so glad there's a little bit of water right here.
Time to end
Makes sense, because, you know, Lunapod, water. At the same time,
by everlasting flame.
it's allowing me to freeze this guy.
Scorch and burn.
Ugh, not that again. That's why we're staying right on top of Bennett's ultimate. We are not moving. Oh, the Lunapods. They're good enemies. They're just annoying.
That's number 5. Do you think the statue's hiding a path to the real great treasure?
I wouldn't keep my hopes up, Paimon. This is the real great treasure. The story we've been searching for all along. That's what it is. Yeah. Look at how happy the little guy looks. Oh my god. Oh, they're using Kuvaki to move things. Is that a boat? Buried in the, treasure? They're lifting it up so we don't have to dig. What's underneath, though? It's a boat. Oh my god, it's like Treasure Planet. You guys ever see that movie?
Whoa, there's a ship under all that? So that...
Something. Oh, but why a ship? Oh, who cares? The great treasure could be aboard. Come on, the suspense is killing Paimon. But yeah, have you guys seen Treasure Planet? You know, the entire planet full of treasure, and then there's like an old spaceship on it that they used to escape? I'll keep
Is
this close.
An answer from this world?
Alas. I feel like I'm being rude. I should investigate that first, but... that's where the quest guidance is. So, maybe we'll actually do that after we get the treasure. Thank you! Look at that, Paimon. We got a little bit of treasure. Rahe's Notes 3! Rumors about proof of cognoscency have spread. Rumors about proof of cognoscency have been spread. Once people know that a key exists, they won't go out of their way to find alternative means of entry. All I have to do now is fabricate a few tales of treasure hunters who tried to take shortcuts but came up empty-handed, and then spread them under the names of Brahe the Bard and Grand Duke Trubetskoy. We have seen that name before, haven't we? That should be more than enough. Have we? I feel like we have. That should be more than enough to convince future generations of the necessity of seeking the proof of the cognoscenti. Like his greedy father, the new Grand Duke Trubetsky heard rumors of the That's him! Like, obviously it's him. I thought it was like a fake name that he was adopting, but... that's him! That's him inheriting the position of his father, the governor. He's the new Grand Duke Trubetsky. Heard rumors of the treasure and schemed to seize even the gifts the Master Thief had left behind for the poor. And what a magnificent treasure it was! More splendid than the gold of Hisi, more dazzling than the silver of Gitezgrad. Even the flesh and blood of the Lord of Geo could scarcely measure its worth. Whoa, careful there. Such was the vast hoard of iron coins that the Master Thief left behind, wealth enough to shake the very economy of the Northern Lands. Wait, that's not right. If I were to list the treasure's contents outright, some people would lose interest. Such was the treasure that the Master Thief left behind, wealth enough to shake the very economy of the Northern Lands. Even a bard with such nimble lips and silver tongue as I could scarcely recount it in full. You know, with this information, I am very pleased that Tolfin comes across as such a bard. Indeed, he has truly inherited the Treasure Hoarder legacy, the Reed Miller legacy. He's a bard. I love it. Alright, that'll do. And lastly, I'll spin something about how the new Grand Duke Trubetskoy was effortlessly bested by the Master Thief's companion, a beauty known as Wagtail. As long as it's written in a sufficiently dashing manner, I'm sure Miss Alia wouldn't mind. That's adorable! Because he's in love with her, so he wrote a story about her where she wins and saves the day. That's really cute.
Look, it mentions Rahe over here. Looks like he was the one who made these records. So, iron coins were really the currency here back in the day. That means a mountain of these things could truly be called a great treasure. Oh, if only we'd come here a few hundred years ago, we'd be rich. But iron coins aren't worth much more these days.
As they say, value lies in scarcity.
Exactly. So if we can find this prototype iron coin he wrote about, collectors are sure to go crazy for it. Paimon bets we could get a pretty penny for that one. Too bad we don't know where it's buried.
Are we really supposed to dig up this whole place by ourselves? We'll get a dressing down from the Black Barrel Hag if we don't.
Oh yeah, you're right. You mustn't get on the wrong side of her. You might be able to handle her attacks, but Paimon will have to fly far, far away.
I'm kind of envisioning, actually, if she lands a punch on Paimon, we'd never see her again. She'd be blasted straight through the false sky, you know?
And speaking of the Black Rail Hag, now that Paimon has seen Brahe's notes and all these iron coins, she finally understands why that old lady wants to bring back the good old days.
To her, those days must have been the real Elysium.
Paimon thinks we're living in a pretty wonderful time too. You and Paimon, and all the friends we've met on our journey. This is our golden age. That's probably how Tolfin feels as well. He chose not to share the full history of the treasure hoarders with us because he didn't want us to bear the weight of expectation. It looks like this adventure ends here. Getting all 5 proofs of the cognoscenti wasn't easy, and Paimon knows it was far from a fruitless journey, but she can't help but feel a little disappointed. By the way, why do you think the ship is here?
Perhaps it sank under the weight of a greed it could not bear? Maybe it's a ship of dreams that ran aground before it ever set sail. Oh, dang. Wow, Vega.
That must mean this is the treasure hoarder's secret dock. Hundreds of years have passed now, and the local geography's changed. Paimon figures it's never going to get the chance? It's probably never going to get the chance to sail. That's such a shame. Even though the ship is hundreds of years old, it still looks almost new. Traveling would be so much easier if we had a boat as big as this, don't you think?
I'll be the captain, and Paimon, you can be the chief mate.
Aye aye, Captain Vega. Tying the jib to the mizzenmast and raising the portside anchor to the load line, Captain. How convincing is Paimon's chief matiness? Come on, take the helm, and let's set sail.
Try taking the helm. Why do I need to try taking the helm? We've fallen through the floor so many times. I'm picturing it happening again. This entire ship just falling straight through, you know? Alright, let's check. I see something climbable over here, so I must climb it. Ah! Wait, did I just see a sparkle up there? Oh my god, wait! Oh my god, there's more! Heck yes, the adventurous instincts are never wrong! You see something climbable, you gotta go up! This must be Brahe's Notes 2 or something. We were missing one. Oh, Brahe's Notes 4! We're going up! Sylvester's departed in the end. This should be the last time I return here to pen notes. I was planning to burn everything I'd written before, but after burning half of it, I thought about it and gave up on the endeavor. Better to leave something behind, because apart from this, there's not really anything else. In accordance with his own wishes, his funeral was remarkably quiet. The handful of lightkeepers he trained personally shed no tears for him, which is understandable. If I could live to his age, free from illness and disaster, returning peacefully to the earth, I wouldn't want others to weep for me either. Besides, lightkeepers are well accustomed to parting with the dead. Isla didn't come to his funeral. I assumed she had no idea, so I made a special trip to Hisi Island. The place had been nearly demolished, with only the central grand temple and the tower to the north remaining. Her maid, whose name I cannot recall, though I remember Isla saying she was an adopted orphan from foreign lands, spoke to me timidly, saying that the Lady Moonshanter had long known of my coming, and was aware of the Lightkeeper's affairs. She had no intention of seeing me, and asked me to leave. If she doesn't want to see me, so be it. Not that there'd be much to say if we did meet, anyway. Sylvester became a Lightkeeper. We don't suppose this is a first name, last name situation. Could he be Sylvester Solove? As in his full name? He died. He was buried as a Lightkeeper. Isla didn't want to attend. I'm probably, upset over her sister's death. She's probably blaming everyone else, Her maid. I really want to go back to that place and reread everything. But we need Isla to come back out and talk to us, I just need to rewatch that video at this point. These look like very hard plants, and sure enough they are. a real chest? Are you real? Wow, you are.
Is this an answer from this world?
Thank you. Ooh. Ancient ruins. Let's see if this is where the wall is. It sure is! Wow, we found the wall. How interesting, though, to find ancient civilization ruins in this place. That is such a cool comment from Paimon, though, that basically this used to be exposed to the air. Potentially. This used to be an open dock, it would seem. And I see another one, I think. And because of the millennia that have passed, well, I guess it's 500 years, the topography has changed, and now it's buried. That is fantastic. I love that detail. There it is, Brahe's Notes 2. I never imagined that someone would find the treasure vault just 3 weeks after I'd set it up. Ha! What surprised me even more was that I actually recognized the person. I never thought I'd run into him here. Dmitry Duborovich Sukhotin, trusted aide of the Grand Duke Filipov, third-class military officer, chief instructor of the Snezhnayan Royal Military Academy. If I remember correctly, he was promoted to this position the year Aurelian enrolled, occupying said cushy, lucrative position until the Conrian disaster. Aurelian was in the Snezhnayan Royal Military Academy? Who were they? So wait, at one point we thought maybe they had Frostmoon Scion blood. Now they're Snezhnayan. Are they Fae? Are they themselves Fae? Could he be the Fae noble that... No, that does make sense. Aurelian only ever highly regarded one noble. I think, unfortunately, it might have been Rotwang. So, Dmitri occupied this position until the Conrian disaster. He would even host foreign dignitaries occasionally, such as the Commander-in-Chief of Fontaine's Great White Armada, the Grand Master of Mondstadt's Knights of Favonius! In short, he was a real show-off. According to official records, he had long since died alongside His Majesty the Tsar, sacrificing himself for the nation. Not that this is anything new. Even Aurelian once appeared as deceased in the records. One can always rely on the unreliability of Snezhnaya's civil system. What surprised me was that the old man before me seemed almost entirely different from the spirited, haughty, and overbearing officer I once remembered. I don't know what he endured, but he looked far more gaunt and aged than his years. The moment he saw me, his first instinct was to draw his sword and strike. Luckily, I reacted in time, carrying his blade with Aurelian's gauntlet and shouting his name. He froze for a moment, muttering incoherently for a while. It was as if he hadn't used human speech in ages. Finally, he forced out his first phrase, asking who I was. I spent a long time talking with the old man. He said he no longer remembered me, but he remembered my father's name, of course. He'd abandoned his own noble title and name long ago, choosing instead to spend the rest of his life protecting the children at the borderlands. Those homeless children wandering through This isn't Papa Wrench, is it? Could it possibly be? Those homeless children wandering through wastelands. At first, that would explain how he had a proof of the cognoscenti. At first, I thought he built a shelter. I didn't realize the children had never even seen him. He slew the wicked villains who sought to harm them out of their sight. As for why he did it, what truly happened in Conria, and how he ended up in Nodcry, he refused to say. Naturally, I didn't press further. The old man had absolutely no interest in treasure, and hadn't even heard of the rumors I spread about the great treasure. He simply felt that something was off about this place, suspected it was a slaver's camp, and, following his instincts, stormed in with the intention of taking me out on the spot. After I finished explaining the thought process behind the treasure vault, the old man fell silent for a moment. He said that if a student had proposed such a ridiculous scheme back when he was chief instructor, he would have thrown it straight back and ordered them to start over. As for now, he didn't finish speaking, simply leaving in silence. The old man's right. If someone else were to stumble in here the same way, guided by nothing but sharp instincts, then this entire plan would be pointless. I need a way to make this place nearly impossible to find, yet draw people towards more attainable goals. I've got an idea, but first I would need to talk to Isla, and see if she's willing to help me. She probably would. After all, turning the story of Master Thief Reed Miller into the proof of the cognoscenti At least that's what I'll call it for now. Would also serve as a tribute to Miss Alia. Yeah. Fascinating, fascinating. He's a clever guy. Like he said, if people know there's a key, they'll try to find it. Alright, since we found so many notes, let's check out this place. I don't think I made it all the way over here. I literally can't see a thing. But I don't see any sparkles, so I think it's fine. Was that all of them? I feel like we're missing one of the numbers. Let's see. This one was 1. The one we just read was 2, correct? We read a 4. We read the Reed Miller note. And I think this one up here was 3. No, this one was 4? Here's 3. Okay, so we read 1 through 4. And then a Reed Miller note. Which is that one over there. Okay, that's probably everything. Unless they want to throw a 5 at us. But I wouldn't be surprised if we, again, fall through the ground and there's another error. Oh, I think we died. I think we're dead. What? Bounty Island's just up ahead? Wait. Relia, I'm still not happy about this. I mean, the treasures here have been marked by the governor. If we take it... Wait. Oh, don't worry, we still have a few more days before the drill's over, and by the time the governor notices, we'll already be in Snezhnogrod. No one will think to come for us. That's not what's bothering me. What if he ends up on the hook for telling us where the treasure is? Who? Oh, you mean that Brahe kid. What do you care? He's had his fair share of something, and I haven't? What are you talking about? You and that kid are nothing alike. If you were on the same side as them, you wouldn't... Ah, don't worry about him. He'll be fine. He might be adopted, but he's still the governor's son. Besides, he's young. No one's gonna give him any trouble. I hope you're right. Sylve? Not Sylvester? Relia. Aurelian! They changed their names! Aha! So this is what Bounty Island looks like. I guess it really does live up to its name. I wanted to see what the islands looked like. I wanted to see if it was an identifiable part of Nodcry, and as soon as I say that, oh my god, wait, this is the island we started this quest at, isn't it? With the weasel statue? And we opened it with the proofs? So wait. So much just flew by. I don't even know which one's which. One of them's Relia, one of them's Sylve, which makes them Avrelian and Sylvester? Which one's which, though? You're the one who's concerned, which means you're Sylvester? Sylve? And you're the one who's feeling confident, so you're Relia, which makes you Avrelian? Oh my god. So they appear to be twins, which, right? Avrelian and Sylvester are, right? And they've left from the military academy to find treasure. They talked to Brahe already. And that's hilarious. Brahe called them old men. They're kids. Look at them. They're like 12. Well, I guess if they're in the military academy, they're probably more like 14. If they've enrolled recently. What are we going to do with the loot? Same as usual? Though, if we're taking it back to Snezhnogrod, why not give it to the kids on the streets? I ran into them a few days ago while out on patrol. That kid with the conch shell struck me as a smart one. Oh my gosh. The beginning of the conch gang. So that's Aurelian. And that is this... Oh my god. They'll know what to do with the treasure and who best to share it with. Okay. You can see they are literally putting their money where their mouth is. Stealing things to give to people who need it. But Brahe says that... I mean... In a way, yeah, they're treating the symptom, not the cause. They're doing the best they can. But a greater effort is needed to make significant lasting change. But also, they're like 14. They're doing their best. Suits me. Let's do it your way. But compared to the treasures on display in the governor's palace, these little trinkets are hardly even worth the bother. Huh. Even in a backwater like this, those arrogant fools still indulge in their outrageous extravagance. Their shiny facade can't hide the fact that they're already rotten to the core. Yeah, you can see that he has the passion. Have you seen it yet? This place is no different from Snezhnogrod. Are we really supposed to fight to protect people like this? And to protect them from those who we have no quarrel with? The unseen, the downtrodden, the despised? Because they're in the military academy, so their job eventually is going to be to protect those very same nobles, isn't it? I understand your anger, but there's not much we can do. There's not much we can do right now. But sooner or later, we have to upturn the status quo, to weed out the corruption by root and stem. I must rise to the top. By any means necessary. Careful there, buddy. I count myself lucky to have ended up fighting by your side, Sylvie. But I often find myself looking back to where I came from. It's a place my brothers and sisters remain, where they continue to endure hardships they never should have to bear. Tell me, those innocent souls, were they born to suffer like this? I thought you guys were twins. It feels like he has other siblings, might be metaphorical. Again, like Brahe was mentioning, the treasure hoarders call each other brother and sister. But are you two not twins? If it's the law that is causing their suffering, then I shall rewrite the law. And if it's the corrupt nobles, then I shall purge them from their ranks. One day, I'll raise an Elysium that belongs to us on this land. A land that has always belonged to us. I believe in you, Relia. I know you can accomplish your dream. Let's not talk about that now. Even thieves have their code. So I'll leave this behind. That way, the governor will know who took his treasure. And the legend begins. Is it a coin? Is it a triangle one, or is it a treasure hoarder bird one, do you think? It's just a pity I won't get to see his reaction myself. That would be a sight to behold. Whoa. Whoa!
Eh? Huh? What? What just happened? We found a treasure hoarder ship under a pile of iron coins. Then you took the helm. After that, it felt like a dream. And then somehow we ended up here?
I'm thinking about those proofs of the cognoscenti. Even though they are artificially created artifacts, they held memory. Could they have done this?
Those two? They mentioned someone called Brahe. Either it's a crazy coincidence, or they must be from a long, long time ago.
At the very least, we know they have a connection to this place.
Yeah, and from what they were saying... Oh my god, look at the whale. And from what they were saying, there was once some treasure buried here. And even though they made off with it, it seems they left something else in its place.
Was it the Sampo Mill they just stole? No. It must have been wealth. It's the wealth that then got replaced within 10 days or something. But they gave it to the people in Snezhnegrad, hopefully.
It's been so long. Who knows if someone's already dug it up by now?
Let's see if we can find it.
It can't hurt to look. If Paimon remembers correctly, it should have been somewhere around here. Paimon can't believe it's still here! Why didn't the governor come to collect it?
Whoa! Whoa! Original, genuine treasure hoarder insignia from Reed Miller himself, I believe. Even if he wasn't yet Reed Miller. Wow, look at that. It's the helm of a ship. That's what it is. It's not Mora. It's not a star. It's beautiful.
Huh? This is what they left here? Isn't this... Paimon doesn't understand. Let's ask Tolfin about it. Oh, Paimon almost forgot. We should tell him what happened with the great treasure, too.
That's right. Thank you, Paimon. We need to go talk to him in Pyramida. Oh my goodness. Oh, look at the glowing eyes of that weasel.
Is this an answer from this world?
Oh, it is nice to see all those artifacts. I need artifacts to feed my other artifacts. Let's not fall. Look at its eyes. That's hilarious. It looks like you can view all the proofs of the cognoscenti. Oh, if we didn't manage to read them all. That is fantastic. That is very nice of them. I love it. I do kind of want to come back and read them again, you know? How is it that I chose two at random and I happened to pick the two most recent ones that we got? I want to read one of the older ones. See what I can remember. Very cool. Very cool. That's hilarious, actually. Wait. Look at that. We need to go back really quick. That was this one? Right here. Legend has it that the master thief who took off his silver mask had a face as beautiful as any Snowland fae. This is Brahe writing about Alia. That is so cute. Calling her as beautiful as the fae. Oh my god, that's adorable. I adore Brahe, actually. Okay. Let's go to Pyramida. I wonder if we can talk to Alia again. Possibly? It would be really neat if we could get some closure there, you know? Hey, Tolfin! Wait, let's look at the thing we got. This. Oh, the first iron coin! An aged iron coin engraved with a stylized raven sigil. Legend says it was forged by Reed Miller, founder of the Treasure Hoarders, and it was the very first true iron coin. In a world without borders, in a paradise where no one suffers from hunger or cold, the gold bestowed and governed by the Deus Auri was never meant to serve as the foundation of human cooperation. Humans should be masters of money, not its servants. Even if one cannot claim the heart of gold for themselves, all should be able to wield the wealth that inherently belongs to everyone. But that is a story of a much later time. Whether it was the first iron coin or the ideals sung, interpreted, and twisted over the following centuries, it all began on a winter night, beyond the reach of lamplight, when two children slipped out of the academy, hiding from the adults' eyes, and carved a token for playing the thief extraordinaire. Wow. But you know what? This is an interesting point. What these iron coins make me think about is, the question of the Mora. Now that Zhongli is no longer making Mora, it was mentioned in Liyue that the Golden House would eventually run out. They can't make any more. And so what will happen? And it's been interesting to kind of travel around the world and see very, very rarely other currencies popping up. We've seen other coins. And we've learned basically, particularly, this is a great example here, that other coins were used in the past before Mora became predominant. So what I'm thinking is, I feel like the world could move back into a multi-coin system, you know, where maybe while Mora is still circulating, people will still accept it for a long time. Gold coins are worth, you know, 10 silver coins, and 10 silver coins, or 1 silver coin is worth 10 iron coins, you know, that sort of thing. Because, like Vega and Paimon were talking about, iron is plentiful in this world. There's white iron ore even too. So you can easily make tons of iron coins. So they could introduce them, but they wouldn't have a lot of value because there isn't that scarcity that Mora has and will increasingly have in the future. So I feel like that's really neat. I really love seeing, just in general, the history of currency in any world is fascinating. But seeing this many ancient coins in one spot is particularly, I think, an interesting part of the story. That is, what are they going to do with the currency in this world? Because those coins still exist. They could even use those coins that we just found and recirculate them. People just need to want to move off of the Mora system. Which they will eventually, I believe, because they're going to run out. Anyways, long story short, I love coins. Coins are actually really fascinating. If you've ever read about coins, you should read more about coins. Coins are great. Hi, Tolfin. Oh, if it isn't Vega and Paimon. Have the two of you found the great treasure already? If you mean that pile of old iron coins?
We left those old iron coins exactly where we found them. Well, actually, they're on top now.
You tell Tolfin what happened at the treasure site, and the strange things that happened after you boarded the ship.
For some reason, they left behind some sort of raven insignia.
It seems the Earth remembers far more than we could ever imagine. As a storyteller, I can't help but feel humbled by that. After all, human life is fleeting, and oral history is prone to errors. Some stories may even be lost forever. Yet, the Earth's memory no doubt remains true. I think it could only have been Aurelian who left that raven insignia. You may be more familiar with another of his names. Reed Miller. Ah! There he is! So he was the first one, right?
Huh? You mean that was the legendary thief Reed Miller? Paimon would never have guessed by looking at him.
That's the point, Paimon. From what you described, the things you saw almost certainly happened before the treasure hoarders were even formed. It's said that back then, he liked to play the role of heroic thief with his military academy buddies, stealing from the rich and helping the poor. In fact, that raven insignia was derived from the family crest of his noble-born academy classmate. Is it the Nightingale crest? Was it the Nightingale family? But that's all in the past. So I shan't bore you. Never seen that one before. Shan't. I love it. I'm stealing that. It's mine now. So I shan't bore you with the details. Anyway, seeing as our fates appear to be intertwined, how about you two take this raven insignia as a keepsake? I assume accepting this doesn't automatically make me the treasure hoarder's heir? There's no need to worry. Like I said, the golden age of the treasure hoarders is over. However, there is still one slight problem. My stubborn grandmother seems to have taken a liking to you. If she ever asks you for a friendly sparring match, please don't turn her down. And don't pull your punches either.
Wow, she's so much stronger than a regular old lady. We wouldn't dream of doing anything but pummeling her with everything we've got.
Well then, the great treasure buried east of the moon, west of the sun, has been claimed by a pair of remarkable adventurers. And this performance, too, has come to its close. Allow me to play you a tune, to express my wish that every step of your journey be filled with mystery, and every path may bring you jubilation. Wow! Wow! I really feel like some ancient story just came to an end, actually. I'm a little sad about it. Question. Was this insignia on him the whole time? And I didn't notice? Oh my god. For shame, for shame. I was just too entranced by his pretty words, Bard boy. About Reed Miller. The name Reed Miller was merely an alias, a mask to hide one's true identity. To the poor, Miller was a figure of admiration, while to the nobles, the very mention of him would draw curses and swearing. But it was never the name of just one person. Oh my god! It's all really falling into place! I love it so much. Even among the earliest treasure hoarders, there were already 3 individuals who went by the name Reed Miller. And that doesn't even include those who later chose to pose as Miller for one reason or another. There were even more! I'm so happy. Why, just last week, I had a run-in with 2 petty thieves, both calling themselves Miller, who attempted to steal my harp. But that's a story for another time. Putting the latter-day pretenders aside, I do know a thing or two about the original trio. So, Vega, which of the 3 are you asking about? About the first? The first to use this alias was Aurelian. I've mentioned him to you before. He was an orphan who was adopted by a rank-and-file military officer named Mikenko after losing both his parents. As a result, he was able to attend the Snezhnaya Royal Military Academy. Interestingly, according to official records, shortly after Aurelian became a non-commissioned officer, he died in the line of duty for unknown reasons. Perhaps this was his way of getting out of the military, although I can't say for sure. That does kind of align with what Brahe was saying, about how he was marked as deceased even though he wasn't. Whatever the reason, he surfaced in Nodcry a few years later under the name Reed Miller, gathering the destitute who lived on the fringes of society into a band that became the first treasure hoarders. At that time, they recognized this young man from who knows where as their leader, believing that he would free them from their shackles and build an Elysium where all would stand equal. Unfortunately, even I cannot say what his true motive was, nor can I tell you much about how the treasure hoarders operated at this time. Maybe he had a grand dream. Maybe, like my grandmother, he possessed a strong, unshakable faith. Or maybe he harbored some other darker, more personal motive he couldn't share with anyone. Alright, please don't tell my grandmother I said that last part. Anyhow, all of that happened 5 centuries ago. For most people, the only thing known about the very first treasure hoarder is what eventually became of him, which was death by execution in Snezhnogrod. Although he had never been captured by the authorities before, he was convinced by a noble friend to walk away from his organization, leave everything behind, and to go to Snezhnogrod. supposedly to explain himself to the bellied Tsar or something like that. Freaking Rotwang. Oh. Dang. And he trusted him, and he went. How would Rotwang do that? Unsurprisingly, he was promptly sent to his death without so much as a glimpse of the Tsar. That's why I say, thieves and nobles don't belong together. It only ever ends in tragedy. Oh boy, so that's how it happened. About the second Reed Miller? About Sylvester, too. I thought they were twins. Was whoever said they were twins, were they just mistaken? Or were the twins referring to Isla and Alia? About the second Reed Miller. The second Reed Miller was a woman whose real name I do not know. All I know is that she was a traitor to the Frostmoon Scions, who struck her name from history altogether. In truth, I have no idea what her connection to Aurelian was. And as for the Frostmoon Scions of 500 years ago, well, it was a pretty creepy place to be, judging from the poems I've read. According to Brahe, the entirety of Hisi Island was encircled by a golden wall, even taller than Mount Essos and Fontaine. So I really have no good explanation for how she could have come to know Aurelian. And now, the Frostmoon Scions have transformed into something entirely different. So much so that I even wonder if they're too gullible these days. That's why I told Miss Hidimbi just a few days ago that she was a real lucky. Had she tried to dupe the Frostmoon Scions of 500 years ago, she'd probably be with Al-Akmar by now. So anyway, after Aurelian was executed, she began donning the silver mask, claiming to be the master thief Reed Miller who had escaped the gallows! Oh my god! It's true! It's all- oh my gosh. So yeah. Can you explain how the Moonlight incinerated that mask, though? Was that her sister? She molded the treasure hoarders into a highly disciplined, quasi-military force that almost resembled a religious order. Her mantra was that no one should place their faith in gods or deities, for it was humanity alone that held the power to save its own. Whoa. Coming from someone who had been part of the Frostmoon Scions, I can see why the Frostmoon Scions of that time struck her from history altogether. But wasn't it... Wasn't Lovia's name also struck from history? I mean, I guess it was a very tumultuous time. A lot of people were struck. Strange as it may sound, the best way to describe the treasure hoarders of that era might simply be an irreligious religious order. Under the name Reed Miller, she gathered a large group of bandits, and together they picked the governor's palace in Nodcry clean in a single night. All the countless curios, antiques, mora, and jewels that they made off with, she gave all of that away to the poor of Noshitown. This was the very storm of gold and silver that the cheap novels so fancifully describe. And now, in Nodcry, the people absolutely revere Miller. But if you ask me, that has nothing to do with Aurelian's dream. The dream that my grandmother believes in so staunchly. That is an excellent point. It is so cool to see how these different people take up the name and the legacy and change it, you know? So indeed, as we suspected, Alia increased the treasure hoarder numbers significantly. She's the one that organized them more, and it sounds like much more quasi-military. Dang. For most of the people living on this land, both his dream and Elysium are as distant as the moon. Who knows? Maybe they're just dreaming of someone like her. Someone who'd drop loot from nowhere right into their laps, without them having to lift a finger. Putting the latter-day pretenders aside, I do know a thing or two. Okay, about the third Reed Miller. It's a bit embarrassing for me to say this. Yeah? Oh, I thought he was going to say, like, he's descended from him. But no, never mind. Of the three Reed Millers, the one I mentioned earlier, Brahe, is the one my grandmother really despises. Much as my grandmother doesn't want to admit it, he is actually our forebear! Oh! You are descended from him! Wow, look at that. Because they had the proof of the cognoscenti. Brahe must have given it to someone to take care of, to pass down for generations. And either that was someone close to him or his own children. And I believe it was the latter. He was of a station even higher than Solarve the Torchforger. He was the adopted son of the Fey Lord Trubetskoy, governor of all Nodcry. Some have claimed he was actually the governor's illegitimate son. And because the blood of the Fae ran through his veins, he was more handsome than most people you'd ever meet. He's probably the Reed Miller that started the rumors of, oh, Reed Miller is, you know, a smooth talker type. And he is the one who wrote the stories, literally, so he probably deliberately cultivated that reputation. Particularly, remember how he was speaking to Grazina in the bunker. He was very flirtatious. At the very least, flattering. Of course, that's probably just an unfounded rumor. I mean, surely neither of you can find any trace of Fae blood in my face, can you? I don't know. I don't know what it looks like. You've got purple eyes, that's cool. Like Aurelian, he was a student at the military academy, though he enrolled long after Aurelian had graduated. I doubt the two of them ever crossed paths there. I freaking love Brahe. What a cool backstory. The first Reed Miller, before he was even a Reed Miller, used him to pull off a great heist when he was a child, and then he grows up to be the final Reed Miller, the final of the first Reed Millers. That is so cool. After graduating from the academy, Brahe returned to Nodcry, where, like every other Snezhnaya noble of the time, he settled into a life of indulgence and decadence. That is, until the night he caught a glimpse of the second Reed Miller as she looted the governor's palace. Oh! Brahe fell in love with the Frostmoon Scion turncoat at first sight. So enamored was he that he even abandoned his life as a noble to join the treasure hoarders. The nobility are at leisure to see the suffering of others as a beautiful romantic fantasy, whereas the truly destitute are relegated to soulless villainy and rogues' roles in every tale. This is why my grandmother despises him so much. In her view, he was the one who tainted Aurelian's dream. The one who turned a name that rightfully belonged to the poor into one from a farcical story of romance. But it's just that he abandoned his life as a noble after his beloved passed, and continued to rob the rich to help the poor and to aid the people of this land. So no matter what his motives were, or how he went about achieving his goals, I don't think it can be said that he tainted Aurelian's name. Not when we consider how many people he helped, and how much he bettered their lives. It's no exaggeration to say that of all the stories about the Master Thief Reed Miller that can be found in the cheap novels out there, maybe 1 in 5 is about the traitorous Frostmoon Scions, 3 in 10 tell Brahe's tale, and the remaining half is just pure fiction, fabricated solely to tantalize and reel in the reader. While my grandmother may be a steadfast believer in Reed Miller's dream, just what exactly is this dream? Even Brahe might not have fully understood it back in the day, so how could we claim to now? Having said that, maybe all that doesn't really matter after all, as long as you believe in something. One must believe in something, if only to be able to have the courage to face the morrow. Wow! That is fantastic. Thank you for sharing. I'll see you around. May your journey ahead be smooth and beautiful, just like this tune. If he were to pull out a harp and actually start playing something, I would be overjoyed. So that is interesting. At the end there, basically what I think he was saying, or what he was hinting at, is that the first Reed Miller, Aurelian, even though Hiljetta, for instance, really values the dream that he carried. And our instinct when we hear a tale like this might be, this is what I was looking for, to think that he probably had a wonderful, noble, kind dream, you know, to help people. Maybe it wasn't actually as great as we thought. Because when we were hearing from him in that memory we saw, some of the things he started to say sounded a bit concerning. You know, I must do this whatever the cost. I must rise to the top. And then he worked with Rotwang, who admittedly was blatantly deceiving him. But they were aligned on goals of an Elysium, and the things that Rotwang were saying must have resonated enough with Reed Miller, or I'm sorry, Aurelian specifically, oh my god, that he trusted him. So I wonder if maybe the first Reed Miller's dream was a bit more destructive than we might instinctively think it was, because his story has become a very romantic one. But he carried a lot of anger, I think. So maybe his dream started out a bit darker than we thought. But in any case, you know, he did, with his actions, try to help people. And he didn't quite manage to make it to the large-scale systematic change he wanted to see before he was killed. And then the things that he started were, again, adopted by other people. Alia and Brahe, and changed with each new iteration of Reed Miller. I kind of love that in the end, it was Brahe who seems to have had the most impact. Because he was building off of what came before him. You know, Aurelian started things. Alia expanded things and organized them, gave him a lot of treasure hoarders to work with, you know? And then when Brahe took over, he had all that he inherited, but then also, again, he had the knowledge and the observations he had been making that whole time, his whole life, because he was exposed to Proto-Reed Miller as a child. What a fantastic story. What an incredible development of this legend. And I love, like, what it's become today. What Brahe did to it. Incredible. Wow. I love it so much. Treasure hoarders have been in this game since the beginning of this game, right? You can find them in Larua, and Larua was introduced with the first version of the game, so they must have been in here from the very beginning. And, like, you've had these... Where even are they? You know the ones, the treasure hoarder insignias. I want to read those. What do they say? The pursuit of treasure knows no bounds. That said, is being a thief something to be proud of? The treasure hoarders ask for no resume. Anyone who has an insatiable desire for treasure and is backed up by an equal amount of courage can become a worthy member. It's... Let's see. The pride and guiding principle of the treasure hoarders. Whether it's hidden amidst the vastness of the land or in the depths of the seas, as long as there are treasures to be hunted down, the spirit of the treasure hoarders, who will stop at nothing to acquire them, will never die. See, these things don't talk about it at all, the legacy of Reed Miller. And that symbol is the symbol that was on the banner in the treasure area. No wing on the top. I cannot believe that this is a not starred artifact. Give it 3 stars at least. It should be up here. This is no stars? Oh, it should have so many stars. I love that it kind of almost looks like a wave. And a ship. But he said that it was based off the logo of one of the noble families. I really feel like it's got to be the Nightingales. I want to learn more about the Nightingales. Do you think maybe Itloa's stories can help me out with that? Or maybe a book. I feel like there's 1 or 2 more Nodcry books to read. But anyways, do you know what that means? Do you know what that means? I think that means we're done with original Nodcry, not counting this whole bit. With everything in Nodcry. Again, not counting this whole bit. Speaking of Himdibi, has reminded me that I have yet to find a couple bounties. Is it just that one last one? I think maybe they're over here, because I haven't gotten these teleporters yet. Maybe I'll grab those teleporters and see if I find anything interesting, but... Oh my god. Are we officially done with Nodcry for now? You and me both, Vega, just the slow blink of shock. We do have a lot more Columbina things to do. I'm thinking what I might end up doing is maybe I'll record those separately from episodes at this point on and release them as just Columbina videos. We have 1 left in that first series of 5, don't we? So maybe I'll do that last one in an episode, and then I'll try to do the next 2 series as their own videos. Just a tentative thought. I'm not locked into it, so if you think that sounds good or if you think that sounds terrible, please let me know either way, and let me know why. And I can adjust if need be. But from here on out, we've got other stuff to do. I kind of don't know what happens next. I would like to go in semi-release order. My top contenders are... Do I continue the Archon quest? Or do I go to Mondstadt?
Because of the expansion. I'm so excited.
On top of that, there's a bunch of things that I really want to do as we move forward. And one of those things is actually the Chenyu Vale world quest. Because Celestia is right above Chenyu Vale, and I have yet to progress that thing to a point where I've unlocked the area where Celestia floats above. That feels so important, particularly after all we've learned about the moons in this area, and the heavenly principles. I want to know about Celestia itself, the physical Celestia. What is it? Where did it come from? Did it ascend from the ground? So on and so forth. So, all that to say, again, I have no idea what's going to happen next. Those are my thoughts. So it might be Vale. It might be Mondstadt. I know also I really want to do Durin's story quest, but I can't activate it without going into that quest menu. So I might just have to very delicately go in there and, like, I think the picture's usually on the left-hand side of the screen, right? So if I just cover the entire left of the screen and start clicking things, maybe that will work? Anyways, just some thoughts. I'm having a great time. I hope you are too. Thank you all so much for watching. Special shout out to our Patreon supporters, Jay Blakewood, Konorsard, Power of Chaos, Mary, Edu, Gibrilia, the Loyal Servant of Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa, Ruru, Axel Iron, Jay Quellen, Lunar, Matheson, Marcin, Marcus, Sal, Don't Call It, Brian, Warp, Summer, Mo, Lazaria, Kagora, and all of our anonymous patrons, including a new anonymous patron who recently joined the team. Thank you so much for your support. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope everyone did. That is deeply satisfying, isn't it? To know the answers to this centuries-long story that's existed in the game since the very beginning. I love this world. I love the stories it tells. I love bards. Shout out to Tolfin, one of the top NPCs of all time. I so badly want to go back and rewatch my own videos and see if I can see that treasure hoarder symbol on his bag. Oh my god, I can't believe I didn't notice that. Anyways, I'll see you all in the next one, whatever it may be. Have a fantastic rest of your day and or night. Bye now!